the mere gamer.
You are the gamers.
It's Meta Monday! Everybody, the Metaverse! I am your host and GM, James Durham. I am joined at the table by Vanessa Pusto, Chris Odie, Sarah Sanders Odie, Ellen Roundhill, and Mark Thomason.
Very
I couldn't be more excited to have this group in here today. I am very excited. This is an exciting group of people.
There's a lot of table slamming. That's how
There
exciting.
is a lot of table slamming.
My goodness, things are happening.
This show and all of Zoe programming is supported entirely by viewers like you. Check out our Patreon page right now to see how you can support this show and other great shows like it. You know, like our Zoe Game Night, or there's going to be some big stompy robot action going on this week. You cannot miss it. Is that going to be Wednesday?
Yes.
7 o'clock?
Wait, so that's happening this week, and that's the reason you're gone? It's not going to be like a meeting, and there's going to be actual playing of things?
What does that mean?
So
What's
last
happened?
week there
Sarah
may
might
have
be a
been
little
some
bitter.
miscommunication between Sarah and I concerning where I was going Wednesday night.
Ah.
It was all her fault.
Uh-huh.
And by that I mean it was my fault entirely.
You got in trouble for gaming.
Yeah. Without me.
I can't
Rude.
see you.
I know they can't see me right now.
So you can't do like
I
shaking
can't
your
do
head
it
thing.
aside right now.
Yeah.
Respect the aside, Thomason. Respect the aside.
You cannot miss it. 7 o'clock Wednesday. Big stompy robots.
True.
Be here.
With pound fisting.
With lots
I almost
of
said found pisting. I don't know what that is.
Found pistons.
I don't think you want to know.
Sounds dirty.
You can
It does
find it
sound-
on Reddit.
You can find anything on Reddit.
Probably true.
Speaking of Patreon, I want to thank some of our backers for today, some special people. John Hakeem Bushnell, thank you.
Thank
you,
John.
Q Fortier, thank you.
Thank
you.
Bridget Musselman, thank you.
And
you,
Bridget.
Thank you.
Masters of the Metaverse is the most interactive live stream RPG in the entire world. How is it that way? Well, we have this great store. The store is full of all kinds of great stuff that I know you're familiar with, like meta points and moments of clarity, and personality disorder is back, and we've got all of the bucks for all of our characters. Oh, and we've got some fun ones like the power of chat compels you. Oh, that's new for you, isn't
Yeah,
it,
I
Sarah?
don't know
I
what
want
that
to tell
is.
you about.
Oh,
The
goody.
power of chat compels you. They get to pick one of their
they can
pilots at the
choose.
table and one of your previous avatars, and you must play that personality and only that personality for the
Okay.
time period.
All right.
And
Oh,
so let
I
them
think
have a
just
little
explained
bit
it.
of fun with you.
Excellent. Okay.
That sounds fun.
I can do that.
Really
Dance
fun.
break, I think some of you are familiar
It's
with.
explanatory.
It's self-explanatory.
Masters,
Team Up is a new one for you
masters.
as well.
Team up.
Team Up can be used in or out of combat, traditionally in combat. You pick another person when you use the Team Up. You will use the best initiative score between the two of you
cool.
and the best score at whatever skills you're using between the two of you
And we both
to
share
do
that.
whatever your combined action is between the two of you. Very classic cinematic comic book Team Up stuff.
There's kind
Have
of a
fun
between the
with it.
two of you theme going on.
I get
Yes,
that.
there is.
Something about
Just
between
the
the
two
two.
of us.
If we have two
We can
ups,
team up
then
if
we
we
three
try, just the two
You know,
of us.
you just have to try, and I'm pretty sure that I'd say okay.
All right.
Since I'm looking at store and I am still at Mimic, what is Young at Heart?
Oh yes,
That's me.
that's you.
It's you.
It's Jung.
Jung
at Heart.
Jung at Heart. What is Jung at
Jung.
Heart?
I do things.
With like therapy stuff.
I think it's like a 5-point penalty to your
Yeah,
performance.
I don't remember. It does things.
Something like that.
Something?
You harm all of the baddies,
Yeah.
all the targets.
Hostile
Psychologically.
take a 5-point penalty.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All of the. All they all
gotcha.
do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
She like
I
messes
like
with their
that.
minds and makes
Yes.
them not do as well.
It's pretty potent there, and of course Mimic is yours, which you are familiar with, and is the fun one for you, which lets you replicate any other pilot buff currently available in the store.
That's such a cool one.
So that's why she wanted to know. What
That
mine
is
was.
why-
That's exactly why she wanted to know what yours was.
Oh, we don't get to pick where we sit. Just FYI.
Oh, and in addition to the wonderful store, I have your Patreon poll results,
Ooh.
and they were very, very one-sided this week.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
For Helen, you will get +3 to a roll and +10 hit points for this session. For Chris, you get +6 to a roll and +20.
Cool. Thank you.
Mark, you get +4 to a roll and +20 hit points for this session. Vanessa, you get +4 to a roll and +10 hit points for this session. Sarah, you get
Thank you.
+8 to a roll and +40 hit points.
Fun! I love
I think you were missed.
Did you miss me? I missed you too.
I think they might have missed
It
you.
helps to have been AWOL for quite a while.
And I get +3 to a roll and +10 hit points.
Thank you,
Well,
Chad.
they have to give me something, I guess. And how about we roll some
I
credits?
think there's somebody who likes you. Just like
A
one
group of
person.
strangers was brought together through blackmail, lies, and advertising campaigns. They became metapilots, people capable of traveling to strange new places called metaverses and inhabiting the remarkable people known as avatars who lived within. At first, it was just a game, but it soon became a struggle for all reality. Betrayed by an entity that they once trusted, the one known as Tom, these metapilots slayed a would-be immortal, healed a broken world, and saved the entirety of the metaverse. But now, they must answer for their deeds. The metaverse sends you where you need to be. But where are they?
Conscripted by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the metaverse.
Masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice, bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse. Masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse.
Welcome back, everyone. Previously on Masters of the Metaverse, 2 different teams of pilots escaped Meta End Prison, taking a deal from Rhodes in exchange for clearing their names and unlocking the home metaverse. Their mission had 2 goals. While one team works to infiltrate the criminal organization of the notorious metacriminal Antonius Basileus, the other ventures across different metaverses from a hidden bunker in Arena, finding and capturing the fragments of Tom. But what of Dr. Jenika Clarkson? For that story, we have to rewind just a little bit, back to shortly after the arrest of the pilots in their home metaverse by Rhodes. Jenika, seemingly moments after the insanity at Joe's Diner and the climactic struggle with Tom, you awoke from a sleep you don't remember entering and found yourself in a simple, unadorned metal room with seeming no exits, a pair of simple benches, and Brony Robbins, the only other occupant, wearing a uniform reminiscent of your time in working in prison. His arms wrapped in bandages, his head hanging low, and while awake, completely unresponsive. The serial number on his chest read P33313.
A lot of threes.
You found yourself in a similar uniform that you don't remember changing into, in the serial number P65736. Without warning, an opening shimmered into existence along one of the walls, the interior of Joe's Diner visible within. Brony strode past you, seemingly active of nowhere, this way, his voice calm and different. There was a look of determination you hadn't seen before in his eyes, and with no better options, and also the much more familiar and safe Joe's there, you figured it would be more reasonable to follow him. Following Brony through Joe's, he led you down a hallway that you had never seen before inside the restaurant. Perhaps it hadn't even been there before. I mean, you have seen stranger things.
I've been in all the places.
At the end of this hallway was a simple door. Taking a roll of masking tape and a Sharpie marker from a nearby table, Brony placed a few strips along the door and quickly scribbled, "Broom closet, not a way out, no really," and then drew a winky face next to it. He then opened the door and revealed bright white light. "Go, I'll be right behind you," he told you. And while you were uncertain and skeptical, the look in his eyes and the tone of his voice told you it wasn't a request, and with a rough shove, he threw you through the door.
Rude.
Wait, was that the entirety of her imprisonment.
Yes. That was the entirety of her experience in prison.
I thought Thomas had it easy.
Wow.
That's it?
She just doesn't remember.
Aquamarine.
Oh.
Nine weeks in solitary for
I was asleep.
Aquamarine.
And
Or had
plunging through the white light, you tumble down into a heap of trash. Several realizations hit you all at once. First, the bright white light you fell out of above winked out of existence moments after you hit the ground. Second, you couldn't feel a single one of your avatar connections. In fact, thinking back, you haven't felt them since you woke up in the strange room. Your bond, non-existent. A hollow pit in your stomach. Taking in your surroundings, you were obviously in some form of city, though certainly not one from your home world. The sky was a burnt orange, cloudless and without a sun or moon to be seen. The alleys, roads, and buildings around you a motley collection of architectures and construction time periods.
Trash heap is outside.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cobblestone streets blending into asphalt and fading into dirt at seemingly random intervals. Wooden longhouses behind 70-story high-rises, skyscrapers, and cottages as neighbors. Voices from the streets and above echoed around you in 1,000 different languages and dialects, coupled with the sounds of machinery, giant automated billboard signs, and bellowing voices with electronic music. Vendors hawking wares, flying car machines flying overhead. You waited for several hours for Brownie or the white light to return,
In
but
the
it
trash
did
heap?
not.
I waited in the trash
Not in the
heap?
trash.
Okay, good. I would have climbed out of the trash heap.
I've met Jenika. You would.
Nothing gained sitting still. Venturing forth, you encountered a vast mix of people and humanoids of all species and types. Thousands of variations, seemingly from all time periods, intermixed along the streets with beasts of burden, carts, automobiles, and other strange contraptions in maddening chaos. Reaching an open square atop a hill, you were able to get a much better view of the city. The random construction seemed to be the case throughout the perimeter of it, while the center of it, massive skyscrapers around a huge stadium-like structure. All seemingly of a much more advanced construction than anything else. Giant billboards and holographic projections in 1,000 languages along the skyline. It was then that you noticed what this open square was for. A crowd had gathered around a platform. Upon it, several dirty and frightened-looking individuals of varying ages and species, bound and gagged. And while you couldn't understand the language being spoken, it was clear that this was a slave auction. It was at that moment that rough hands grabbed you and a needle slid into your neck. Some unknown drug pumped into your veins. Struggling, you faced two grotesque-looking beings, their heads as though man had been crossed by some madman. And while the drugs overcame you, amid the dimming sounds, you finally heard a voice in a language you could understand. I can't believe it's a pilot, just walking around Coliseum. You right lucky bastards! And then all became darkness.
Jenika!
You wake up.
Oh god.
Oh, I'm
You're
waiting.
bound and gagged,
No.
blindfolded. Your muscles feel like lead. And you can hear voices, but they're distorted. You know it's the drugs pumping through your system. There's a few loud crashing and banging noises, and then a heavy thud. Moments later, the blindfold comes away, and your vision is really blurry and out of focus from all the drugs, but you vaguely recognize a strange metal arm that picks you up and puts you over a shoulder. You know that arm. You're not sure, but it's just in the back of your head.
Didn't I fix that arm?
Come along, Dr. Clarkson. Your friends have been quite worried about you. Well, look at you two, the pirate and the coward, out here actually risking your neck to save someone's skin besides your own. You've got to admit, I didn't see that coming. Placed into a jeep-like vehicle, you drove across the sand. While untied, you kept fading in and out of consciousness. You're not sure how long that you were riding. Cut to the bunker. It's been 4 days since you caught Tom in that metaverse. Zenda's been gone for at least 3. Nobody's said it yet, but you've all thought it. He ran. Or worse, he's dead.
You used the word worse.
You have had a moment among yourselves.
When do you think they're going to send us out again?
I hate to admit it, but to the best of my knowledge, thus far, hasn't Zenda been the only one to communicate with me.
That's true.
I'm not quite sure if Rhodes is speaking to us directly.
So if Zenda doesn't come back, we're all
Just here?
sitting here till we run out of food?
Unfortunately, by my calculations, we have more than enough food in here to not run out.
Yeah, would be nice
Excuse
to
me.
eat something.
Fortunately, by my calculations. My apologies. I seem to have forgotten my optimism back at Meta End.
Out of one prison and into another.
Yes.
I think
This
the
is
food
better.
might actually have been better at Meta and
No.
At that moment, I take out a little paste container and like,
Poke the thing. What did we have last week? What was it? What was in the can?
it's bread.
There's
Right.
a variety of foods that shouldn't be canned have been canned.
You're still eating
lasagna,
the
casseroles.
Lasagna.
I have a running theory that if I continue to consume the paste, there will be a point at which it becomes tolerable. Thus far, the theory has not been proven or supported.
Just keep going. Don't give up.
So, like, what part of you exactly is computer?
To the best of my knowledge, absolutely none. Which is unfortunate, given the incredible awkwardness of my personality.
When I met you, you were a hologram.
No. I was dead.
yes,
I
that
was dead
doesn't
at the
make
time.
it any less awkward.
Doesn't make it any more clear either.
No.
No, it was never quite clear exactly how I functioned, or dysfunctioned for that matter. It was something resembling a hologram or a ghost, but neither one is exactly accurate. I preferred to think of it as a more of a hand-wavy kind of existence.
But-
Hand-wavy kind of existence is so much clearer. You're right.
So you've got, like, the Google in your head, right?
Unfortunately, it is quite painful and large.
How does that work?
Well, at times quite glitchy. However, so does the real thing.
So how much do people have to pay to be in like the top 10 results in your head? That's really what I want to know.
That's an interesting question. I would like to try and figure out how to change the files up there.
Well,
Like-
we got nothing but time.
Also true.
I kick a can.
Like, are you, like, tapped into, like... You can't be tapped into our internet, right? Because, like, our world's now locked.
To the best of my knowledge, whatever data is up there is not increasing. At the same time,
It's not, like, changing.
At the same time, it's hard to tell because things seem to just be present when I need them, as opposed to willfully saying, "Oh, I wish I knew what the average rainfall was in, I don't know, Marion, Ohio, in
What is
July
the
of
average rainfall in
2006."
Marion, Ohio?
17 inches.
It's a lot
That's
of
a lot of
rain.
rain. Damn.
I think that might be higher than Forks.
Yeah. Well,
17 inches isn't that much over a course of a year.
I don't know. Whatever.
I'm so curious now when they Google it.
No,
I find out how
look
much
it
I'm
up.
off by.
I see data check.
Chat's checking it.
Do it! Do it!
Yeah.
I want to find out how much I was wrong by.
That's why this is an interactive show. So, like...
42 inches! Oh, I
my
take it
God.
all back.
Yeah.
You're
17
okay.
is not that much.
All right.
Like,
Alright,
there's places in
17 is
Hawaii
not
that are like 100 and some. So, what were you like before?
Awkward.
Oh
So
yeah.
not much
Less
changed then.
awkward. It's more awkward.
Differently awkward.
Differently awkward.
I was gonna say I like you better now,
That's good. I don't know how to change back.
but yeah, you were questionable at most.
Did you have like a family or anything? You, like,
Once
what's
true.
upon
Yeah.
a time.
I was sad when you died though.
A wife. She left.
Sorry to hear that.
I
You
mean,
have to feel it.
technically everyone leaves eventually, but she did leave the relationship as well. Let me start over. I was once married, I no longer am.
Got that the first time.
Ah, excellent. I do like to be clear. Sometimes it takes me a while to get there.
Pretty opaque right now. I'm so
What's
sorry.
the opening to this place like?
It's an underground bunker, so there's a couple of steps going down.
Okay.
A little flight of stairs.
I go to the steps,
Like a cat.
sit on them, listen.
Would anyone like to play card?
You hear the rumbling of that Jeep-like vehicle that we've used for transport, pulling up out front. The sound of the bunker door opens.
Sounds like a train.
Someone's coming.
Zenda enters carrying Dr. Clarkson over his shoulder. She's kind of stirring and semi-conscious.
Jenika, I take her off of
Didn't know
him.
they have trains here.
I take her off of him
She
and help her to the
really
ground.
strange.
And come
I found something.
Fantastic. Dr. Clarkson, it's wonderful
Train.
to have you back with us.
trying to derail.
What?
For the record, we do still have enough food. I just recalculated.
Jenika, how are you? Where have you been? What's been going on? Do you want some water? Find the water.
This is a lot.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just really happy to see you, but I will act.
I was in a Jeep.
Correct.
Yes, I know.
With Zenda.
I was
I
in a
drove
Jeep. And I fixed his arm. A long time ago.
Fixed is a strong word.
I
Back,
fixed it.
We did it together.
Replaced.
Jenika, do you remember that?
Yes.
Doc, or you on something right now?
Yes.
Where did you find her?
In the city where she shouldn't be.
Let's
Trash. There was trash. Sorry, I stink.
let's get you
Sorry.
to bed, Doc.
Point of order.
Shower.
Coliseum.
Shower?
City. Are we aware of
There is
Coliseum?
no shower.
You saw it
I
on your
s-
way here.
Is there a shower
Zenda
in a
mentioned it
can?
earlier.
I will bathe you.
No.
I mean, I will provide you with this water bottle and rags.
Technically, that
This
is a
is
water can.
My shower.
Hey, Doc, why don't you get some sleep first?
Where?
Then worry about cleaning up after.
Where?
Arena, bunker, friends.
Here, we got bunks here.
I
Arena,
might
we're not-
suggest
Sleep it off.
shower first. We don't know when we can get the sheets changed.
Arena, wasn't
Yeah.
I there?
All right, fair point.
Yes.
Arena, I've been there. There were zombies. Zombies?
We once fought
Yes.
a high number of additional metapilots in this location.
Oh.
That happens here.
What?
That happens here a lot.
Okay. So, is there a room? Do I have a room?
It's kind of communal. Sorry.
You may have a curtain of sorts, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And bedding. And a can of bread if you want, but
A what?
can of bread.
A can of bread.
It's as disgusting as it sounds.
No, more so.
Can of sandwich.
I don't understand.
I don't either, but it's what we have. I'm
Are
sorry.
you hungry, Dr. Clarkson?
Not for a can of bread.
Ah,
I
then-
kind of feel like I'm gonna throw up at any moment, and seeing a can of bread,
Okay.
I don't feel like that would go over well.
On the
Fortunately-
plus side, there are plenty of empty cans if you need something to vomit into.
I am a woman of my word. Thanks for trying ma. Hashtag Bruno Buff.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chat.
Thank you, Judge.
You should probably just get some rest and then
I rested bumpily in a Jeep. I'm fine. It's great. I'm fine. It's great. What is that? What are we doing? Who? Why? What is all this?
You want to?
Help.
Oh boy.
we're finding pieces of Tom.
Has Rhodes spoken to you?
What?
Ah.
Who is that? The guy that was giving us tickets?
Doc, were you
Yes.
in the you ended up in the prison?
Was that what that room was? I was there for like a minute and a half.
Were you alone?
Brody was there,
Oh,
but he was like a guard.
I think technically you had it better.
Brony was a guard.
Brody let me out.
Brony let you out?
Where did he let you out?
How
Joe's.
did Brony?
Did he leave you here? Did Brony leave you here?
Hold on. There was a Joe's that had a room that I didn't know,
We went, yes.
and then a big white light and trash.
Big white light sounds familiar.
Lots and lots of trash,
Yeah.
which is why I stink. And
We all stink. Jenika.
How long were you in the room with Brony?
I only remember like a minute. But I could have been on this. This is very exciting, whatever it was. Maybe it makes me not remember anything. I could not remember.
Oh, you might forget the stench too. We won't, but you might.
You've been drugged. Oh, this explains a lot.
Do I seem normal?
No.
Well, it has been quite a while since we've seen you last. It's possible that you've chosen to change.
No.
Oh, like a crystal
Strange.
gem.
No.
Thomas.
Crystal.
Anyway,
No.
so you were in a Jeep.
How much you got in your
Oh,
Google
then,
brain
then
about
this
Tom?
dude picked me up with the arm that I fixed and threw me in a
Relatively
Jeep,
decent amount, actually.
and I
She'd
bumped.
gotten herself kicked.
Do you remember anything between the
Oh, right, I
trash
was
and the...
kidnapped.
They were probably going to sell you.
Hey, Zenda,
This
Yes.
seems like an important detail.
Thank you for...
you said
There are slavers.
you
here.
rigged it so that Tom couldn't go into normal avatars, right?
Yes, just regular people.
Could he go into a pilot?
No.
Why would Brony be a guard in Meta End? Doesn't make any sense. He wouldn't have access to Joe's from Meta End. He'd be locked up like the rest of us.
Possible she remembers it somewhat incorrectly. It's also entirely possible that Rose has chosen to move the pond, as it were, through some other
I
means
was
than we
gonna
had
say,
experienced.
Brony might be the first one I would pin to make an unfavorable agreement.
He seemed weird. Like, really weird. But, I mean, it was
Weirder than
Brony.
usual?
Well, I seem really weird, too. Because
You
drugs.
seemed... Yeah.
So, I don't, maybe he was on drugs, or maybe I was on drugs or something, but somebody was on drugs, and he could be weird for that, but he could have been weird for some other reason, and I'm talking really fast.
Maybe the
Say
canned
no
red
to
will
drugs, kids.
Yes.
Right.
Especially sodium
You should
pentothal.
eat something.
True.
Especially
I don't want bread in a can.
There's other things in a can.
Peaches?
No.
No.
That's appetizing.
All of it seems to be inappropriately canned items.
No, I don't want a can of anything.
But you have to.
There's apricot sponge cake.
That
It
is
tastes neither like apricot nor sponge cake.
Does it taste like sponges?
The texture does.
Shockingly.
This is upsetting.
It's better than the bread.
There's some canned steak too, but it's got a texture about like the sponge cake. So
So it's like spam steak?
That was good.
Yeah.
This is very upsetting.
Imagine trying to wash dishes
spam's
with
more
spam.
obviously meat.
Where are we?
We have a mission.
Yeah, there's no zombies though. I'm not. What? Why are we in this tiny room?
There is one.
We've not gotten you up to speed yet. I do
Sorry.
apologize.
Sorry.
In a nutshell, we have been not entrusted, compelled, forced, blackmailed, whatever term you'd like to use,
Big news.
by
Right.
Rhodes to
Yes.
track down the shattered pieces of Tom throughout time and space.
Did Tom explode?
It's the simplest way of explaining at the
He
moment.
fled. Like a. You
Correct.
might be
Sharded?
sharded. You might be familiar with
With
swarm.
the D, he sharded.
I realized as soon as it came out.
Important
Okay.
linguistic
Yeah,
stipulation.
So
Anyway.
he's a swarm. Is he
Uh,
nano wasps?
Oh,
No.
that's sweet. No.
Yeah, well, but
Miss
not
Bob.
dissimilar.
I know, I miss them
Sorry.
too.
She was cool.
Yeah, she was cool. She was pretty cool. Kind of scary.
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
No,
Ungodly.
she was great.
I miss mine too. I get it. Eat some of this
No, I don't want
thing and I can't.
No. Is there any booze?
Oh gosh.
I do believe I did find some canned.
There's still some of that wine that's left over from the other night.
Maybe I should wait till I'm sober.
Yeah, I think so.
Mixing alcohol with an unknown
Great
intoxicant of
idea.
some sort does not seem like the best choice right now.
It just took me a
But
second to
if
figure
we
it out.
add water to a can of bread and let it ferment, we might get beer.
Let's try it.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Yes, we're gonna
Yep, all
definitely try that over here. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I know something about
No, that summarizes
pharmacology. I could.
most of what we know, or
you.
this current situation for you. In short, most, if not all of the team appears to have been released or escaped from Meta End, the prison, one way or another. And to the best of our knowledge, some have been entrusted with the recovery of these fragments, if you will, of Tom,
Okay.
which seem to have embedded themselves in people,
What?
most normal people.
Wait, nanotoms are in people?
They're not.
I do believe to refer to them as a nanotom will become more than a little bit confusing for
Yeah.
ourselves over time. I
Just-
prefer to think of them as shards or fragments or pieces or infection, if you will.
Piece of Tom.
It's always
Piece
been a
of
piece of
Tom.
something, so this seems true.
It's sort of like a pilot, but stuck in normal people instead of avatars, and not really like a pilot.
Not really
Piece
in
of
control
Tom.
either, as it were.
Yes,
At least for now.
somewhere.
So we're
In
looking for
between.
people.
Well, effectively, yes. Some
Not
of the other
pilots.
members of the team are, I believe, currently seeking out some sort of criminal who Rhodes has a vendetta
Like
against.
Rosie and Crash.
How do we tell if they're Toms? The people's.
Well, funny you should mention.
Yes. So, would you like to
No, you tell.
explain? Okay.
You tell.
So we learned this by somebody stripping a priest.
Of clothes?
Yes.
Yes, we did strip and tase
there
a
is
priest.
there is a
all
shadow
right.
of
Basically,
We did strip and chase.
we found the guy. They sent us some sort of gizmo through the metaverse.
yeah, there was a billboard.
It was a tracker.
Didn't we get
followed the
ticketed
guy.
for that?
We.
I asked the same question. I don't know.
That doesn't.
We
seem
followed
to-
the tracking. We found
Right?
the only person there, and he had that Hawaiian shirt like embedded in his clothes. And we take the clothes off, and the Hawaiian shirt was still there.
His socks became
Sort of.
Hawaiian pattern.
And we did a thing where we asked him for a box,
A loot
Loot
box.
box.
Oh, yes.
and the box appeared out of nowhere and trapped his soul or something.
His
And
piece.
that
And
was
you
what we had to
requested
do.
for help in trapping him through a loot box, I believe you
Yes,
called it.
it was a loot
And
box.
suddenly a large box appeared from the sky, which was most disconcerting as we were in a basement.
Like this
Of a
one.
church.
Correct.
Like this
He
one.
provided the
And
means to his own
we
capture.
found him captured. Running theory is that whatever happened to Tom, fragments of his essence, are scattered as those
Subway
individual
500 bonus 50 47 days, 16 hours, 53 minutes, and 47 seconds into their tortoise journey. And they have yet to try powering on the bunker's auto chef. Hashtag hack attack.
Do you have an auto ship?
I don't think
I
we
mean,
have
we
an
do
auto
if they
ship.
ever endow it.
I think they're
Chat
working
gives us
on
one.
it.
That'd be
We
nice.
tried lots of things to try and see what would get Tom to leave this person, but
There is
the
this
loot box
one large red
was
button we
the
get to
Still
press. We're
stuck
waiting for
on
the right
auto chef. I'm sorry, computer Earl Grey hot.
Excellent first attempt, though.
I tried.
I think you need, like, we could have done that. We could have been like, hey, Priest Tom, like, give us a Earl Grey hot. And
He did offer us
So
tea.
we know they're Toms with the Hawaiian.
But he didn't know he was a Tom.
can we keep one of those? Can we, like,
He
bring
didn't
it
know.
here?
Well, his
Piece of
name
Tom
was Tom.
appeared to be, for lack of a better term, his not his subservience, but his helpfulness, his desire to serve.
So is another piece of him going to be like an evil bastard?
We don't know.
Probably.
I'm assuming
There is a
that
lot of
we
evil
will run
bastard
into
in Tom.
several heightened versions of Tom's.
It would fit
Pieces.
the theory.
Now-
each fragment would be unique.
So you guys got the helpful one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So,
priest.
Here's a question I got for you, Zenda.
Where though?
If we get one that's not able to just give us the way to trap him, how the heck do we get him out of...
I have your next assignment from Rhodes.
Does it include how to arrest? Because that was an important lacking piece of information last time.
Let me get there. This time you'll be under slightly more pressure than the last scenario. You're heading to Metaverse 656, which, while similar to the one you are familiar with, there are quite a few substantial differences, namely the existence of supernatural forces. This time period is similar to your world's 1940s. I believe the exact date that you will be placed in will be June 3rd, 1944.
Oh, boss.
What do you mean by supernatural forces?
Whoa.
The spooky things from your Halloween stuff.
Ghosts.
World War II.
June 3rd,
With
1944.
Your avatars in this particular case are in occupied France. Your mission is twofold. You must succeed in the allied mission that your avatars have been assigned, and you must find and arrest Tom. I cannot stress enough that this mission that the avatars are on must succeed, or the timeline will be irrevocably altered.
So these avatars are not doomed to die.
Not necessarily, so long as the mission is a success. Is
Our
all
prior
that
ones
matters.
were doomed
What's
to
the
die.
mission?
That's a lot of
I'm not
pressure.
quite sure. You'll know.
Given that it's June 3rd, 1944, I would assume it has something to do with D-Day.
Oh heavens.
Am I going to
Absolutely.
be sober?
Yes, we'll get you sober before we go in, my dear.
Thank you.
Once again,
There
once
are
you have
canned chicken
located
fingers,
each
though.
other and found a stable location,
Canned french
I
fries.
will be able to send you the device that can track Tom. I have also constructed a collar I will send through. This collar, if you can lock it around the person Tom is occupying, will make it impossible for him to jump to another body.
He can jump.
Did we forget to
We
mention
didn't.
that?
Once you locate
And now
Tom,
we
secure
realize
him
that.
with the collar and place him in an isolated location. Rhodes will come and collect him.
Are there any specs for that isolated?
Define isolated, given
Without people around.
that we seem likely to be finding ourselves in the middle of one of the largest battles in the history of the Western world.
We could dig
Get
a
creative.
hole.
Are we in Normandy?
Oh,
You're asking for details I
Oh,
don't
Bruno.
know.
June 1944. What are the odds that we won't be somewhere in that vicinity?
Well, there's a lot of battles going on, like around.
We could be in the south.
So
of
once you
France.
locate Tom,
That'd be nice.
Wonderful.
Secure
We found
him with the
ourselves in
collar.
Dubuque.
Collar. Pretty
place him in an
necklace.
isolated location for Rhodes to collect. He said something about not knowing how you got the last one sent to Meta-End, but to please not do that again. Personally, I say bravo. But
What did he want us
You
to
mean
do?
he doesn't want to? He doesn't want to deal with Tom either.
That guy
Stop
sucks.
it.
it was
do with
something to
him?
do with the method being inappropriate. I'm
That
sorry.
guy sucks. I don't like him.
Once the doctor is sobered up and ready, go ahead and
Okay.
I'm gonna need some coffee. Do we have coffee in a can, people? Coffee?
Well, I mean, it's ground, and then it becomes coffee. It's
Yes. Yeah, we have. Do we have
Yes.
coffee? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's terrible, but you do have it.
Here you go.
Oh, this is just perfect. Thank you. Just gonna do it. It's gonna be great.
Better or worse than
Suck it
Starbucks?
down.
Let me know. Better
There's
or
also-
worse than any coffee I ever made. Let me know.
Worse.
That's amazing.
Canned scrambled eggs.
No.
Okay, they're not. They're surprisingly not so bad.
I think I'm good. I'm good. Let's go. Because I'm not drinking more than coffee.
Scrambled
Shake
eggs
it.
are the
I'm
best
just-
thing we've found
No,
so
I'm just
far.
gonna shake it off. It's
Well,
fine. We'll
I'm
find
really glad
somewhere
you're
in the new
here.
place.
They're rubbery.
legitimately think there's a vapor trail coming off of you now.
We're good. Let's just go. It's been great. I'm good.
So, your body stays here. You get in
Correct.
the pod when you go to these other places.
Correct.
Is she gonna be intoxicated when we get there, or will like the
I'm
intoxication
fascinated to
stay?
discover myself.
I told
We
you
wanna
I'm
go
good.
into a war
absolutely
zone.
being
I'm
intoxicated as while inhabiting an avatar, but I don't know about the other way around.
I'm good. They'll be fine.
Well, like our last experience was there was a lot of alcohol there.
You know, if I was to wager a guess, I would assume that either Rosie or Brony has gone into a pod at least mildly altered at some point.
Yes, they might have.
I don't know. It's a pretty
Did we talk to him
battened
about it?
down.
Well, now I'm curious. I would like to ask them if I see them again.
I'm
we call
fine.
it
Okay, Jenika. Okay, you're fine.
Doc,
What?
you've been drugged.
Yeah, I'm aware
We're going
of that.
into a war
Yeah,
zone.
I'm aware of that.
If it's gonna continue to affect you
No,
once we launch,
I'm
it's gonna be a
unaffected.
problem.
Look, I got this.
It's like okay.
I just have to focus, and I'm fine. See, I'm good.
That was not as reassuring
Not
as
so
I
bad.
wanted it to be, but it was enjoyable.
I got this. It's totally fine.
We'll take care of you no matter what.
Zendal, this timey-wimey, like, if we wait till, tomorrow sometime to jump in these pods, it's still gonna work?
The coordinates are programmed in. It will be irrelevant when you go.
So we can let you
So we
sober
can-
up
yeah.
before we go.
Absolutely.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
I'm gonna go sleep. No, I'm watering bottled myself, then sleeping.
Thank you.
Excellent plan.
Watering bottled.
We use
we'll
that
be out
corner for the
I knew I was done focusing.
sponge bath.
Can somebody lend a curtain?
Curtain me.
I'll hold it for you.
Thank you.
Will the two of you give me notice checks?
While I'm bathing.
I can crit that one right now.
Thomas, search how to make a meal of canned bread while playing bubblegum parachute. Flex dab vape bite the two Chris's. Hashtag hack attack.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. The notice check, you said?
Yes.
We're actually all the way...
Yeah, you're only your pilot right now, so.
Oh. That might be
We
me.
are in the metaverse, your slider's rather irrelevant.
I will make it by 7.
I'm
Make
so
it by
sorry.
7.
You can still move me.
That's
I'm
true,
Still
you are
there.
Both
still
of
there.
you noticed that Dr. Parks looks significantly lighter in frame than when you were at Joe's and got arrested.
I'm
Like
skinny.
she's lost a lot of weight.
It's cool.
We noticed that.
Yeah, like somewhat emaciated.
Oh, crap.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, she doesn't. You don't
Quite likely
remember.
that you're missing a great deal of
You
time.
think you were just there for a second. Oh, gosh. Oh, God.
No wonder that I don't want any of those.
Hashtag dance, hashtag Bruno buff. Someone asks Zender why he's so pale. It might be his blood pressure.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you,
If you
Chad.
cue the music, we must dance.
Are you able to do it?
Is
That wasn't
dancing.
a dance break. Oh no, it's a half a dance.
It's half a dance break.
Or a quarter of a dance break.
Okay,
Quarter.
we're almost there. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Bruno buff, so
Hey.
25, 50. What is the dance?
Dance
oh,
break says
Dance break's
50,
yeah,
and
it's
it
there.
says 75.
So that's
just
just the
there.
album.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
There's a Bruno buff there too. That's how it works.
I just updated. Yeah.
Now, chat, do you want me to dance drunk?
Sorry, AK had to fix that. Love you, AK. Thank you.
Wait for the music. Cue it up when you're ready.
Whenever you can, Leo.
Oh, are we going
We just wait on you.
Oh, that ended abruptly. I wasn't ready.
It's
Good
throw
song,
them
huh?
a buff.
Yeah, it's
Not
great.
give them a buff. It's throw them a buff.
Blah, blah, blah. I definitely said give them a buff.
So, how was the drunk dancing?
Or
I
told
tried.
them, throw them a buff.
See if that worked all right.
Were you doing it in
Oh, I was
character?
doing it drunk.
That's awesome.
That's what I was doing.
Also, Jenika, you have to eat something before we leave. Okay?
Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah, I know. Just a little bit.
I mean, the French cuisine is far superior. Maybe we'll
Now that
feed
they
you when you
mentioned
get
being
there.
in the shower, you notice yourself that you lost a lot.
Egg me.
Here you go.
You
I
should've tried
added
the
some
paste in the
space
prison doll.
salt. I don't know.
Space
It
salt or
helps.
spice salt?
I'm not sure. What do you think the box says? It's pretty good.
Aspic? No, I don't know what that is. Okay.
Aspic?
I like it.
No. No.
There could have been an egg. I don't know.
I think it's good.
Okay, I'm gonna eat these. These are the worst eggs I've ever had. These are not eggs.
No, they're definitely not eggs.
But they're
It's
edible.
like-
They have
It's like-
discovered that almost all the canned food has virtually the same consistency
It's
and flavor
mushy.
despite the label.
With the sulfuric.
And yet there's more variety than the paste.
Oh, so
Yes.
It's a sulfuric paste.
But it is yellow. Give it that.
canned.
Congratulations, disgusting canned food.
Doc,
Thank you, Jenika.
Oh no, it does not speak.
Just for a second, just for that 1 second, it did.
see, Doc, the rest of us spent 9 weeks eating paste. The same paste for every meal all the time. So this is quite the variety for us by comparison.
Canned birthday cake.
There's canned birthday cake,
That
and you
doesn't
didn't give
sound
me
so bad.
canned birthday cake.
It's
It
the same
tastes like
as the
sprinkles, but not the
Here,
sprinkles.
take
Is
you're
it like the
expecting.
LaCroix of sprinkles? So it's like somebody had sprinkles near it.
Right, like you're in the
when they
other
were putting
room
it in the can.
when the sprinkles are put in the can.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of.
All right.
They
The,
showed
the
cans
sprinkles
and
are on the
sprinkles.
picture as close as it gets.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
All I do is spend the first 45 minutes of the
Funny.
show trying to convince our drunk friend to get in the car and get us to
That is so true.
Considering the average, that's actually really good time.
She did it though. We got her to do it.
Brings back memories of college.
Oh
That's
boy.
really funny.
Thank you.
The LaCroix of sprinkles.
Wait. We're gonna need to explain the physics of opening an umbrella to you anytime soon because that was my college experience with drunk people.
Yes.
They're holding it upside down or something.
I'm just gonna nap in the corner.
No, it was just this.
Whoa.
For about 45 minutes. So
Mine was a lot of convincing my friends that it didn't matter how cute he was. They're gonna really hate it the next day because they hate that person. And just because he's cute, they don't want to go home with him.
why weren't you my friend?
I was gonna say. Wow. Anyway.
All right.
So she's sobered up and it's the next day?
I have
We
slept.
can skip that, or there could be conversations.
Are
that
you
people
sure we
felt
don't
like
we
they
can,
wanted to
we can
have
live action
I leave
this?
this open.
Me sleeping? All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's sleeping.
10 hours later.
10 hours later.
I wonder what happened to her. She doesn't remember. But she looks really different.
And
We're
given
all
all of the
different
available
somehow.
options, it would seem probable.
Sedated the whole time. Why would
They
they
weren't taking
sedate
care of
her?
That's the piece I don't understand.
Why weren't you all sedated?
She's valuable.
Maybe it's because of her brain.
I'm still hung up on this brony having access and acting more like a guard than a prisoner with her.
We have to acknowledge that she's not necessarily the most reliable of witnesses right now. It's possible she's misremembering that.
Fair point. If she was still sedated when she left.
I mean, it's also possible that Brony is, agreed to some sort of unholy alliance or is involved with something else we're not aware of. I mean, who knows with that man?
It's not the vibe I got from him. He seemed pretty attached to Crash.
Well, in that case, perhaps he is attempting to make, I don't know, some sort of lemonade out of the lemons which he has been handed.
She
Taking them
said
down
he was
from the
acting
inside?
weird, though. That's what she said specifically.
Yeah, what does that mean, though?
I mean, he's a professional
Being
gamer.
controlled.
My assumption would be, if anything, left to his own devices, he'll treat the scenario like some sort of puzzle.
Someone's probably forcing him and telling him what to do.
Oh, I don't see that going very well.
Andy, you're a gamer too. So does that mean he's got does he do computer hacking type stuff?
I'm not a gamer in the way that he is. But maybe. Not maybe, yes, definitely. I mean, that's why he was in prison the first time. Because he is in prison, has been in prison before, hasn't he?
Sorry?
I thought so. No, I'm sorry. Misremembered.
Thinking of Wyatt.
I am
Different
thinking of
Brony.
Wyatt. I am different Brony. There are just so many. But no,
Brony
it
Hawk.
would not surprise me if he was capable, but he wouldn't hack himself.
No, but if he hacked into those drones the way Thomas did, I could see him manipulating things so he could get access. But why would he send Jenika to Arena?
I mean, she was obviously being
If he-
mistreated.
Maybe
He
when
had to be
she.
working with Rhodes, right?
Well, that's
I mean,
what
Rhodes
Thomas
was freeing
suggested. Maybe when she's awake, she'll have slept off that.
To the best of our
Gross
knowledge,
muck.
all of the rest of us who have escaped or departed Meta End in one way or another did so with Rhodes's blessing. It seems statistically unlikely that Brony and Jenika did not.
You're right,
The
Thomas.
thing I don't get is why isn't Brony with her if he's working with her?
I don't know.
Working with Rhodes.
Maybe she'll have more information of memory when she's awake. Information of memory. That's it.
I moved to change Google in his head to information of memory.
Yes. Seconded.
Noted.
Noted, but not agreed. All right.
I'll wake up when you guys have decided that enough time has passed. Then, so-
I think we can agree.
Yes.
good?
No?
Yep, we're
Okay.
good. Okay.
It is the next morning. You have awoken, not under the effects of drugs. You have a much clearer memory of
Oh, but I
events,
have a
but
headache right here, but good.
Dr. Clarkson,
Yeah.
if you don't mind me asking, is there anything else you remember about your experience with Brony?
He said he was going to follow me, and he didn't.
Did he look
What else did he say?
normal?
It was like, I'll join you. And then he didn't. I waited near the trash heap, not in the trash heap because that was super disgusting, but I waited near it because he was going to come out of the hole in the sky that I fell through, but he didn't come out of the hole in the sky that I fell through, and I sound like a crazy person when I'm talking.
What else? That's all he said. Just did he?
Was he
He
dressed
said,
normally?
go. He pushed me through the hole.
He
I went,
pushed you.
and it
You
was
said he was acting like a guard, but in our experience, there were no humanoid guards there. Was he dressed differently? Was there anything?
no. He was wearing the same outfit I was wearing.
He was a prisoner. Yeah. He was a prisoner.
I mean, I guess I didn't know I was in a prison. Well, I sort of knew I was.
What
in a
were you
prison.
wearing? You said he was
A
dressed
little
as
jumpsuit with the number.
Didn't you used to work
a
in a prison?
Yeah, I mean, I knew. I just didn't really know. I hadn't made that connection till now, which
That would be the.
I was
drugs.
really out of it.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
I mean, your former occupation may or may not, which is not helpful, but it's interesting that, given your background, that you were drugged.
Yes, like I was isolated. They didn't want you to use your powers.
He was acting like a guard because he was guarding you
But y'all lost your powers.
from our guards.
Yeah, my
But he dressed as a prisoner.
Well,
Yeah.
I do not understand.
It must have something to do
9
with
weeks of
drugs.
solitary, kept unconscious for 9 weeks, and yet we
Oh, is
were
that
just
why I
given
look
free
like
reign of the
this?
prison while you were put in a closet.
They
I do
didn't want
not
us.
understand
I'm gonna
what
need
that
more of
prison
It
those
was a
is.
large
really
closet.
disgusting eggs.
More of a warehouse.
Thank you.
Here, do you want some of this space
Yeah.
salt?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't.
Get
Oh,
it.
you really should.
Water.
No, it would be rude.
How
No,
is
not
the
at all.
water bad? How is it
So
bad?
clearly they didn't want us to be able
Well.
to use our very
meager
Amazing
remains
powers.
of power.
But are they gone?
I
Like
may
I
have
don't
found
feel
food in
them.
evidence, which I consumed. I did not think it was appropriate to bring it up, given our current situation.
He had food.
I clearly
I
did
do
not.
apologize. Had I known we were coming here, I most assuredly would have absconded with some of it.
Had
we go
known
to
were coming
France
here, we
now?
would've
We
taken
have to
some
have
food
better
from
food.
There's
James.
like baguettes there. Let's go to
Cheese.
France.
cheese.
France.
You realize we're probably going to be eating MREs.
Still better than this.
Eggs
Maybe. I take that
versus
back.
package. I'm gonna take packaged MRE food.
Sea rations. most
Yeah,
likely.
see, you're thinking MREs today.
If
Back
I
in
break a
Nam,
tooth.
Just saying, can't imagine it was any better in World War II.
I do believe we actually will be
Cheese.
heading to the
We
land
can
of
find a
cannons, as it
goat.
were.
We're gonna take a goat. We can make goat cheese ourselves.
Maybe we'll find a P-38. That would be wonderful.
I missed you so much.
Because I wanted to
They're so
steal a
pretty.
goat and
I got
make
one
it
on my
make
keychain.
cheese.
Yes.
Yes.
Such a delightful design.
Yeah, it might be good to have you around, Doc. Aquamarine spent 9 weeks in solitary, completely isolated from any human contact.
She might need
Oh.
some help.
Oh, we're gonna have some things to talk about.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about them later.
Sure.
Do you do family therapy? I'm just curious.
I spent the last 10 years in a prison doing therapy, so no. I mean, they all thought they were in little
Not, I think we're fine.
No.
I'm just,
All right.
I was thinking of it as a bonding experience. Never mind.
All right. France? Bordeaux? Bordeaux.
You climb into the metapods, and the light of the metaverse surrounds you. Aquamarine, go ahead and flip over your avatar sheet. You are in the avatar of Carmen Simone, French resistance fighter against the occupying Nazi invasion. Student of the occult, expert spy, and burgeoning psychic. The past 3 months have all led up to this. Intelligence gathering, supplies, patrol routes, and secret messages. The Allies have finally committed. Operation Jabberwocky has begun. It is June the 3rd, 1944. The Nazi regime has marched across Europe and into the Soviet Union. The Great War Machine coupled with their masters of occult seemingly unstoppable. But the true threat,
no.
the insidious evil behind the crooked cross, vampires. A dark court of vampires leads the vile Nazi regime, working with dark magic and horrible experiments with demons in an attempt to craft a serum that will allow them to walk in the daylight.
I've never in my life so badly wished to be storming Normandy.
If they succeed, they will be unstoppable. You will not let this happen.
No!
Too many of your friends, family, and countrymen have fallen to these vile monsters. No more. Finally, the Allies are sending you aid. A team. You have prepared an old farm field for their arrival. Once on the ground, their leader will make contact with an undercover operative, and you will begin the operation. The moon is barely visible in the clouds above as you wait, and in the distance, you hear the droning of an aircraft engine.
No.
Andy James!
Oh, yes.
You are in the avatar of Lady Evelyn of the OSS, renowned British field spy and debutante.
Evelyn!
A half demon with royal blood, and most certainly not the British half. There are few who
Most of
dare
the royal
question
blood
your
in
title.
Europe is all the same anyway.
True. Word.
At ease in the low-flying aircraft, idly filing your razor-sharp nails with one of your many, many knives, you are on another mission behind enemy lines. Operation Jabberwocky has been given a go by Allied Command, and you have been placed in charge of its execution. On the ground, you have the assets of a French resistance spy with local knowledge and supplies, and among the enemy forces, an undercover operative who you will meet up with in order to plan the strike. According to British intelligence, the vampire leadership of the Nazis are developing a serum with the intent of protecting them from the deadly rays of the sun.
Oh no!
Gerd von Rundstedt, Field Marshal of the entire German army, is also rumored to be on site for the testing. There are, of course, downsides to the operation. The Allied command is preparing for some sort of large sweeping offensive in the next week, and there is no support available for your assigned team because of it. You hope that it will be enough. Bruno Hamilton, you are Sergeant Baxter Wazakowski, the warded man. Volunteering from a young age, you passed the most stringent and difficult training possible, learning the secret art of the occult and how to hunt and kill every form of supernatural creature on the planet. Scarred into your skin are the wards and barriers that protect you from dark forces of the world. Your body forged into the perfect instrument of their destruction. This is your third mission. Most warded men don't survive more than 5. It's a cost they pay willingly to defeat the dark forces of the world. And now there is more pressure than ever. Vile vampires and dark sorcerers have colluded to lead the Nazi war machine and blanket the world with their evil. They must be stopped. You have been assigned to Lady Evelyn, and while her half-demon nature is repulsive to you, she is perhaps the greatest field operative alive, and you're going to need her help. While you might recoil at her very being, you respect the dedicated professional she is known to be. That, and she could probably kill you. Jenika, you are Lieutenant Jacko Lynn London, half Texan, half Comanche, pure 100% red-blooded American werewolf. Patriot, vampire hunter, and Nazi killer. Well on your way to collecting your 100 Nazi vampire scouts.
Wait. So this is an American werewolf in Normandy? Is that what
Yes,
we're doing?
an American werewolf in London, thank you. Named London. Oh, God, I love it.
Well played.
Commissioned by the United States government and sent to work with Allied special services to take down the threat of the Nazi vampire leadership. When they told you the mission, you thought it must be your lucky day. Airdropping hundreds of miles behind enemy lines with no support, tasked with eliminating a Nazi lab, and right under the nose of the field marshal, it's like Christmas in June. The dark cabin of the plane lights red, and the jump master gives the order. You leap from the back, parachutes open, and system shock.
Oh jeez.
That was
What was that?
Violent system.
One
It was shocking.
The system was shocking. Yes.
All right.
It's Thomas, like, his system.
Put it on your head.
I was just thinking that.
All right, we are going to put you one away from Avatar, Miss Aquamarine.
Yeah, Johnny Appleseed.
Wait. Come in.
Sorry, Leo.
For Bruno, you are going to be one away from pilots.
Too much that canned wine.
And for you two, we're both going full Avatar.
Yes.
Oh. All right.
I'm Matthew McConaughey. The werewolf friend.
Parachutes opening, you slowly drip through the sky down in the dark.
I did knock it. It's off. It's too far to the left now.
Uh-oh. Did you knock a camera?
He took out
Yeah.
the camera. Nice. Good job, Chris.
Oh wait, no, it's not where I thought it was. To the right of James, I thought was to the left of you all, but it's that, so I didn't mess it up as much as I thought I did. just a little bit. But now I'm messing up continuity. Hi, James, you're in charge. I'm sorry.
Well, quite all right. Waiting in the dark. You see the parachutes. That's the 3 drop down and
sorry.
land in the
Alright,
field.
there it is.
You have
Thank
a car waiting for them.
Thank you, chat.
The 3 of you land in an empty farmer's field. You don't see your contact just yet. Wait, there she is. She's by a car over by the road.
Y'all think we go that way?
Are you sure?
How far are they away from me?
Maybe 100 yards.
In my hypnotic voice, I want to tell them I can hear them.
You hear a voice in your head telling you exactly that. Go ahead and speak.
All of us?
They can hear you.
I can hear you and see you too.
That is wildly unsettling, thank you.
You're
Y'all-
welcome.
Y'all really, we need to go that way.
We have to go.
Do I hear this voice?
in
All
your
the
head.
words and everything?
Oh, you actually don't. I'm sorry. Never mind, Mr. I forgot. When you reach out, you are able to hit their minds with your voice, but the third gentleman, it just slides right off. It's like he's not even there.
He doesn't hear me?
No, it's like hitting a wall. Like you.
Have I ever
that's a mind-
experienced that before?
Nothing like it. It's a mind that you can't go into.
What are you? Oh, I'm French.
Kievu!
What are you doing just standing there? Come on! I say in your heads.
Well, 2 of your heads.
2 of our heads.
Y'all, we're supposed to go that way. Like right now.
Right.
What?
Like right now, we're supposed to go that way toward that crazy French lady who I can't barely understand.
As much as I hate to agree with the American, yes. We're supposed to go with her.
According to who?
The crazy French lady who was in my head. Who was annoying.
I
and I
then
couldn't understand her.
vocalize. What are you waiting for? I have the
Maybe
cow.
the code word.
Y'all, we have a code word?
Well, some of us were entrusted with it.
Oh, I just want to kill some freaking Nazis.
Code word. Yeah, the hypnotic voice. Yes, what is the code word?
Let's kill some vampires.
Wrong.
What? Why is that wrong? Let's kill some damn vampires right now.
Because there is no code word. Come to the car.
See?
Who planned this?
Who have they sent me? I go in and out of this French accent.
As I will as well.
People with more
I
caution
can't
than
wait for a
you.
meltdown.
Oh god.
How do you know that we're who we say we are?
We don't have time for this. We have to go.
Are you a Nazi? We just jumped out of a plane together and you're a Nazi? Because I scout Nazis.
Do I
I'm gonna
have all
scalp
their
you right with
information?
right here. Let's go get in the
descriptions
damn
match up,
car.
but
It will be the
I don't have their
lovely
names.
scalp you've collected.
names are not given out for obvious reasons.
Oh, but I have their descriptions?
Yeah, you have vague descriptions.
I'm waiting for you.
Y'all, I'm gonna go. You stay what you want.
And likewise, you also have vague descriptions.
I just charge on over.
You know, match about 40 to 50% of the French women in the countryside.
So I'm stealth. I want to use my stealth ability here as this crazy looking creature charges over me, but
I'm not charging, I'm just kind of sauntering.
yeah.
Because, you know.
Very
Saunter.
American.
Ugh.
No.
Bonjour.
Yeah, that's not English.
No.
Well, neither is what you speak.
Oh, that was funny. Let's go. You get in the car.
Getting in the car, you
Shotgun.
head towards Milun. Evelyn, you have an address that you are supposed to meet your undercover contact in that city. There is, however, a curfew in effect, so driving through town might not be the most intelligent.
But
Just
luckily,
to
I'm
double
super
check,
stealth.
we are here to kill Nazi
Nazis.
vampires, and we decided to fly in at night.
Well, there was a bombing run, and it was the only way to get cover in to bring them in. Yeah. Trying it in the daylight, kind of get seen.
They're all
Shut
sleeping.
down.
Yeah.
I understand.
Because they're not all
They're
vampires.
not all Nazis,
Like, there's
yeah.
plenty of...
The
They're
Nazi
all
leadership
Nazis, just not all
is vampires.
vampires.
They're all horrible Nazis.
Not.
They're just led by vampires who are even worse.
Nazis. They could not
No,
see
something
us
worse, I'll
in
give
the
it-
dark.
You don't.
I'm here. Hi.
Ugh. Ugh. So you're an American too? 2 Americans.
Yep.
And an English lady.
Y'all, you aren't friends? I thought you had some war and then there were like some inbreeding
Yeah.
stuff.
We
going
have
on.
never met before. There was 100 Years' War, and as far as we're concerned, it's never ended.
Hashtag meltdown to bring the joy of Chris in Klusamar. Have a meltdown.
Thank you, Chad.
I assume you have been prepped with the mission.
Kill Nazi vampires.
Part of this sentence is offensive to you.
Oh, yes, basically.
All right, let's go.
We are going there now. As I drive.
You have reached the outskirts of the city, but as I said, the city has a curfew on it, so driving into town will draw a lot of attention.
Oh, what about a wolf?
Running through town might draw some attention.
So we're going, but we need to go to town. That's what we're
Yeah,
going.
you know, their address she needs to reach is inside of the city.
Can I have disguise. on
Yes,
my
you
list.
do.
I would love to disguise our car as distastefully as it is to me as a Nazi vehicle.
Give me a disguise check, please.
Ooh, can I cloud the minds of the people that we
You
pass
absolutely
Yeah.
can.
So we're going to beat that by 3.
Beat it by 3. All right. 3-point margin recorded.
You'll draw that way too well. You sure you're not a Nazi?
I am well studied
In
in the
Nazi-ness?
tactics of our enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Also, it's an ancient peace symbol, apparently, so, you know, everyone doodled it at school.
No, that's only the Nazis.
No, it's from Hindu.
The Nazis, and they're all vampires. We gotta kill them.
Right. Very good.
You got a one-track mind, don't you?
Kill vampire Nazis.
Yeah, I got that. That's what we're all here for.
Great.
Generally, it's more effective if you have a little bit of a strategy.
Fine, you do you.
Will you tell me about your Cloud Minds ability over there that you're
Yes.
going to be using while you're driving?
Trying to tune out the conversation of my companions, who I cannot believe are my companions. I have the ability
Not alone.
to cloud the mind of casual observers.
Giving a -4 to enemy notice checks. That
Yes.
is pretty useful there. So let's see if you get spotted driving through town. So the margin would be 3, but because you're using Cloud Minds, it's going to make the margin 7 for any of these people trying to spot you.
Baxter's American. Chat.
Oh, what's 7 set?
You pass through several of the roadblocks and checkpoints, and they seem to wave you through just like any of the other vehicles that are marked with the proper markings. It is as though your skills are working quite well.
It really
Everything is according to plan.
Thomas, you are Max Yannick, Austrian, allied spy, deep cover agent, and sorcerer of blood magic. Versed in the occult and able to slip among the Nazis unnoticed, you have infiltrated their science division and uncovered a dark threat. Deep in the labs beneath Chateau Voulet-Vicomte, they are experimenting with crafting a serum that will allow the vampires among them to walk during the daylight, spreading their disease and evil across the world. They must be stopped. An allied team is on their way to meet you, and together you are going to stop these Nazis by any means necessary, destroying the lab and the research. You have been waiting for several hours in the abandoned shop for the allied team to arrive. You hope that they have not been compromised.
All day.
Stop running.
Just
like a
because we
gem.
might need, oh I don't know, a thought process beyond kill the baddies. One toward pilot please for Jenika. Top personality.
Thank you, chat.
Good call.
Excellent. And it's at that moment that a car pulls up front, but it has the markings of the Nazis. There are 4 passengers in it, but they're most certainly not Nazis.
I use my hypnotic mind voice. Hypnotic voice.
Because he's twitchy.
To tell you in a really great French accent that we are here. It's us. We've been preparing. It's us. We're here.
Tell him that the password is pelican.
Is the password Pelican?
Jesus Christ.
No one told me.
Yes,
Okay, I
the password
save
is
it.
supposed to be Pelican.
All right.
Come in,
pass
come
on
in,
that
come in.
information.
Now, Schnell.
Snail? What the hell's a snail? Is it like a snail with
Quickly!
All right.
Oh,
Max, you've been able to gather the following information so far. First and foremost, the lab is underground and heavily guarded.
you hear all of this?
Second, the city houses the entire 3rd German Army, so reinforcements are on hand and very easily capable of responding. There are a lot of them. Gerd von Rundstedt himself is in the city, scheduled to inspect the facility and supervise the final stages of the project. The scientists are extremely close to completion, and field trials have already begun with limited success, it only being a matter of time before they succeed. They are summoning demons and dark occult rituals, and then conducting foul experiments on them in order to create this serum and other sinister science projects. You have gotten papers and uniforms of research scientists, but that will only take you as far as the grounds, actually getting in the facility. All of the researchers are known by name and their face, so it will be impossible to just slip in undiscovered.
You may have heard a rumor. I don't know where this voice will go. We'll see what happens.
Good luck.
Rumor that they are trying to make a daywalker. I'm here to tell you, it's not a rumor. Excuse me, it's not a rumor.
Well, good. I'm glad I didn't fly my ass over the channel just to find out that this was all for nothing. So, what are we going to do?
Stop them!
Y'all day vampires would be real easy to kill because they'd be in the daytime.
You should stop them. That's why you are here.
We have been planning. What's this? What was that? We have been planning for months. I was told we have a whole fleshed out plan.
Y'all,
Right
what's
here.
the plan? I know I'm your muscle, obviously. So I'm the only one with like this fabulous knife, so we can scalp them Nazi vampires, right?
I want to use my psychic abilities
Yes,
to
you
see
all
if
the
there's
muscle.
something deeper
Yep.
inside of this one.
Oh,
This is
man.
the extent of your plan?
Not much. Really.
No, not much there.
I
really,
like
if you could-
America,
Mhm.
and I hate Nazis.
Is there anything I can learn? Is some special?
The words to some very traditional country.
Ugh, I quickly forget that. Spit on the ground, in fact.
So Jenika bonding with this avatar was very much still with the drugs in her system.
The vein primed me just a little bit.
Have I heard of this person? Do I know who this is?
Go ahead and give me a covert ops check to see if you have actually encountered Mr. Yannick before.
Oh.
Ooh, no, you have not run into him, or more than likely, he looks and walks and talks like the rest of them. Probably just another Nazi.
I want to use my psychic abilities to see if he's good or bad.
Make an ESP check. Go ahead and roll a soul check, Max Yannick.
Oh, I beat it by 7.
First, I need a 50-50 chance if it works.
Mm-hmm.
A beat.
What?
I'm not all avatar, so I'm assuming Thomas's mind shield kicks in.
Thomas's mind shield will kick in. And we are at 15, so yep, that's not gonna overcome a mind shield. You hit another solid barrier. This one's different.
Oh.
It's not like him where it was just like a wall on the outside. This was like active resistance.
right.
Like you got in and something immediately went, no, get out, and threw you out.
And you feel like you understand yourself just a little bit better now,
I will try again later.
as it's reflected back on her. I mean, it's what it says. So
Yeah,
it would be
well then yeah, you would understand yourself better. You just ESP'd yourself.
Little tingling.
I've been waiting so long for a
I'm
psychic
feeling
attack. I
very
was so happy right there.
Carmen is feeling extremely frustrated. This feels like clown car. Inside.
Those are usually way more stuff. Like there's more people in a clown car. This is way not enough people in a clown car.
This is like clown car.
No,
You're
There are
clowns.
several people, I think, inhabiting the brain.
And her brain?
At least 2.
Who's the brain? You the brain or you the brain? Are you the brain?
Technically,
She's the boss.
Evelyn's
She's
in
the
charge.
brain.
I would
Alright.
be the brain.
Alright, boss.
I want to psychically detect Evelyn's motives.
Go ahead and give me
insight.
an ESP roll, and Lady Evelyn, go ahead and roll a soul roll.
I failed it, so it's all good.
So, how much did you fail it? By 2. Failure of 2.
10 on 6.
10 on 6.
Oh.
You get vague emotional surface irritation,
Lots of
Oh.
irritation.
lots of irritation.
We
Let's
have a
get
lot.
on with it, is what you get.
We have a lot in common, you and I. Let's get on with it.
I should think not. Right. So,
I have displayed nothing bad. No bad qualities. Why would you say
I'm
that?
gonna drop 2 points, and I'm gonna go all pilot for a moment.
Other way.
2 points spent of meta points.
Right.
All the way pilot now?
Yes. So it's my assumption that we have some sort of plan. I hope. Is that the case?
It is precisely at this moment that
Yes.
you
Thought
happen
were
to
the one
notice,
with the
Thomas.
plan.
I have
That device, the little indicator on it, is at your feet, and there's a little collar next to it. It wasn't there a second ago.
Ah, pardon me. I was momentarily distracted by the occupation of this rival nation by those horrible, horrible Germans. One moment. I pick up the device. Yes, I do have the plan. I know exactly where we should go. That way.
That is in the
Hey,
the direction of the
Max,
Chateau
is it?
Voulet-Vicomte.
Yes.
Don't take up acting as a career.
Excellent. I shall not.
Right, we must find Tom pieces.
It's never been in my top 3 choices.
It's wise.
yes, but it was in your top 10 results. Alright. I'm sorry.
Excellent. Onward, shall we go? You all seem to be adequately armed, I'm certain.
We.
Fantastic.
Do in fact have 2 arms.
Yes, in fact, you have a variety of weaponry that you've put in the car as well to prepare for this.
That looks like it can't go.
So, do we have like a plan?
We're supposed to get the plan was presented at the beginning. Lady Evelyn is in charge of this operation, so if you want to know a plan, ask Lady Evelyn.
Right, you're in charge. Well,
Presumably. I have a purpose for all of you.
And coincidentally, Thomas, the indicator light is the same direction as Chateau Voulet-Vicomte.
Ah! Excellent. Chateau
Hashtag personality Andy 1 towards Avatar. It's time the 2 people in one body became just a little bit more aware of each other. Jumping into the mind of a psychic means the psychic probably knows you're there.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
True.
Alright.
Alright, so we go to this Boule shack and we kill the head vampire Nazi guy, right?
Yes. So,
Well, we need to
My
disrupt the
thought is-
project.
What if it would actually be the couche shack?
God. Alright.
I don't speak this, whatever it is. Let's just go kill him.
Francais.
It's a little low place. I'll stop now. I do apologize. This chair makes such horrible sounds. I cannot stop being distracted by it.
Good thing.
Oh my god, I forgot I'm a Nazi.
Why do Nazis wear that?
To protect their scalps.
Oh, it's the SS hat.
I feel like it needs to be like just like.
What? I don't get you today.
This is lovely.
Oh, this is exactly
You're
what I wanted to happen.
protected.
I meant to do this earlier. I forgot. It's
I just love that you're laughing so hard at yourself that you're crying.
This is
That's what
fabulous.
I'm laughing at. It was
No
a
longer.
surprise.
This is wonderful. It turned out even better than I'd hoped.
Just to entertain somebody.
Okay.
Y'all,
We're all uniquely
vampires.
positioned to take down vampires and Nazis, and as it happens, I suppose you might be considered the muscle, and I suppose you might be
I know what you're going to say.
considered
Oh, I'm not.
intelligent. And I suppose you might be our ticket in, and I suppose you might be useful. You're not decorative anyway.
Y'all understand that?
Oh yes, we.
But I
Perfectly.
think the plan, as far as I am aware, is that we must, or as far as I've got, I suppose, is that we are to infiltrate using all of our individual talents.
Obviously.
Do we have a map of the
Oh, I'm so glad that it's
facility?
obvious to you.
Maxianic actually
I'm
has
so
a map of the
glad that you're
grounds, not the
glad.
interior.
Does it look like there are...
Being
I
as if it's
see.
a chateau to the outside, it is essentially a mansion, so the grounds are not exactly impenetrable by any means. But there are probably a lot of Nazis present.
Are there entrances that are not visible from other parts of the building?
From his notes, there are a variety of entrances to the chateau, but there is only one entrance to the lab inside of the chateau. One elevator that goes down.
Talk to me about the sewers. Presumably it is a chateau. Is it located along the river? And if so,
Accessing the chateau through the sewers is pretty viable. The lab, not so much.
What city are we in?
No, I understand that.
It's northeast, or no, it would be northwest of, forgive my pronunciation, Melun.
Can you spell it?
M-E-L-U-N.
Okay.
Do I have any reason to be
May
able
you?
to access this place?
The exterior grounds you have access many times undercover, but the lab itself is highly restricted.
Well, as
But
we.
you have walked all along the grounds. It's how you got the map that you gave him and have gotten a lot of the intelligence. Getting to the grounds is not the hard part. It's getting in the lab that is hard. Security is kept incredibly tight.
I will be able to read their thoughts.
I will be
As
able
far
to.
as passwords go and corridors.
I will be able to kill them. Let's go.
You can read minds.
We. I tried to read yours, but I could not.
He's got a bucket on his head. You couldn't.
It's true.
So
It's like a
tinfoil
more
hat.
effective
I
tinfoil
want to
hat
try
as well.
again. I want to try again to read his mind.
All right.
I beat that by 6.
You just did another very much in-depth look. This time, however, it was your avatar is reading the mind of your pilot, you.
Oh.
So you just read your own mind quite well.
Oh yeah? What's Aquamarine thinking?
As a result, I'm going to trigger a system
Oh,
shock
she's
on
really
you.
messed
Oh,
up.
goody. System shocks where we go all
Yeah, it
the
hits all of
random
us, yeah.
places. Okay.
Oh god.
I'm only going to do it on her. I'm triggering one
Oh.
specifically on her because you just ESP'd yourself.
That's good.
It's the meltdown that
Yes,
switches
feed
us around.
myself.
And you're going to go full pilot as a result of it. Aquamarine kind of recoils from getting her brain invaded and takes over the body.
Good thing I'm very similar. Except for the psychic. Is all my psychic ability gone now?
You can't use it as long as you're full pilot. That is correct.
Zoot. That means rats. Rats.
Yes. Speaking of rats, could you talk to me about these sewers again?
Again, using the sewers to access the chateau is fairly easy. It's the lab that they're
No,
looking at.
I understand that. I'm saying I would like
In
us
fact,
to
looking
get
at the
as far
map,
as
there
we
are-
can undetected. I understand that you have an in, but the rest of us perhaps might not blend in quite so well.
Well, even then, I can only get us
I
as
have-
far as inside the ground.
A very high score in disguises. And I'm also a cat burglar and a very accomplished, stealthy.
So I'm sending you through the sewers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just point me in my knife. Where you want me to go,
So what's your
lady?
infiltration plan, Lady Evelyn?
Well, I think like that. What is everybody's stealth?
Oh, where's the little
You
beepy?
have no stealth.
I'm Texan.
You have
What do you
no
want?
stealth.
I'll just be quiet. That'll be as stealthy as I get.
No
She
stealth.
doesn't bother with it.
My stealth score is 14.
It's not really a
Texan,
thing for her.
what's your name again?
Jacqueline.
They're
Cute.
Named after both her parents.
Thomas, how do we get
Jacko and
Jenika out of the Texan? Thomas,
I'm
There-
sorry, what? I was distracted by her name.
is there a way to get Jenika out and in charge? How's that work?
Oh, yes, good point.
Well, she's
I would like to use my buff.
there.
Okay.
And move Jenika all the way to pilot.
Jenica, you're full pilot.
Actually,
The opposite.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Is it?
I would like to use my
Actually, I'm
buff
gonna
to
move
move
myself
all
to
the way to
Avatar.
pilot as well.
Yes. Oh, now you're full
Because-
out. You're
No,
full
I
out.
shouldn't do that.
Because I feel like Andy needs to talk to Bruno about tactics.
Miss Sandy James, you just bonded an avatar.
Okay.
How did that happen?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I know that I probably shouldn't, but I really like Jacqueline. She's funny.
We're all
Is
pilot
it
right now?
self only,
Oh.
or anyone?
It doesn't seem so bright.
Yours is the only one
Oh
that can
no,
move
she's
other
dumb
people.
as a post.
No, no,
but I
I'm
think she's
asking
funny.
because I know
That's why we need
what she's
you
done.
here, because if we're gonna sneak in with any hint of
extrapolate
secrecy,
on
Yes.
I
You just said
understand.
to
All right.
Andy, as it were.
The awareness of it is
Okay.
yeah, limited.
Okay.
Okay. So sneaking
right.
in through the sewers is this still our plan?
So, wait, let me give me just a sec. I need some grandpa time right now. Okay. How are we gonna survive this? You infiltrate. I think I understand Lady Evelyn's plan, but I am uncertain.
Let's see your lady Evelyn.
Yes.
Just for 1 second.
Of course. There is. She has disguise. I think several of us have disguise, which means
Very
we
much
might be
so.
able to pass ourselves off as some of the people that are working
Right.
in the lab, and that is, I think, probably our
The one I
most-
put a mark to on hers carries over, and you also have that as Andy James, that one. as well.
Fantastic.
so
Do I?
We
so
are
Thomas,
also
you're still in there
Aquamarine.
somewhere, right?
Yes, I do seem to have lost a bit of my presence, but yes.
Okay.
Can you search how well this exhibit?
Can you be Max while we're like, I don't know how to do this.
What would you like?
I'd like you to be Max and be German, so that you can do the talking.
Austrian, it's different. We have much coma.
He's not
Right.
all the way Avatar.
So
You had a question,
good.
Bruno. Yes.
That's good. This like balance. I'm getting it. All right. So we go in disguised as scientists, whatever. They're gonna go into this. We make it in through the front door that way.
Yes.
Are we being vampires as well? I've seen a lot
If
of
we can,
vampire shows and movies.
Don't think that.
Are we
I mean, the
just
scientists
Nazis?
aren't necessarily
I'm
vampires,
a scientist Nazi, not vampire.
Aren't they all vampires?
Only the leadership.
Scientist
The
Nazi.
very top.
Got it.
Right.
Where's the beep beep?
right? So
As
we
I understood
we
it,
go in
Max can
and
only
we
get
should
us
be able to make it into the house.
Inside the grounds, I believe.
Right.
Inside the house itself is even beyond what he should be able to access.
Yeah, the papers and the uniforms of the research centers will get you past the gates and as far as the house and probably even inside the
Oh,
house.
excellent!
'Cause we
I
get through that
apologize.
front
Somehow I
door.
forgot that piece.
So if we get in that front door,
It's
now
just
we're
getting in the
inside.
lab.
Now we're inside a building. There's going to be one secured entrance that goes down in this elevator, and that doesn't. That in that situation, we don't have witnesses around that can watch us. There's not going to be cameras.
We do our best work without witnesses.
So,
This says something
however
about
many
us.
guards there are, we make it to that point. We take out the guards and make sure that there's no alarm,
Jacqueline would be
and
very
we take
happy
the
about
elevator
that.
down. Yeah, let's wait till that point
Oh,
to
sure.
let her
We would
out.
unholster Jacqueline
Yeah.
post entrance.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Where do we stand on the beep beep and the finding sharded Tom?
Yep, he appears to
It's
still.
very much pointing in the same direction as the chateau.
What happens if our paths diverge
From the beeping?
from the beeping, from the Tom, and from our objective?
Well, let's worry about that when we get there.
How
I don't see that going.
We don't have the
Use a
time
meta
limit the
point.
same way,
Using a
right?
meta point?
I'm using a meta point
We
so
know
that I
that
can
this must
We don't.
succeed.
Okay. You can now
access
access both
Carmen's
sheets.
psychic abilities, which
Yes,
could
you
help
can.
in locating anybody.
Absolutely.
We know that this must succeed for the good of this metaverse.
Right. So what I'm thinking is, we don't have a time limit the same way we did before. As long as we're not going down with the facility ourselves, if Tom isn't in the building, we can move on to hunt him down after this mission is completed.
Well,
Okay.
depending on how it goes, yeah.
Or maybe we'll kill two birds with one stone.
One would hope that the
Or two
reason,
Nazis with one stake.
and I don't understand how Rhodes tracks this. I don't understand how any of this works. But one would hope that Rhodes and Zenda somehow, the reason we're in this team is because inside that facility is where Tom is. And if that's not the case,
Would stand to reason.
Oh yeah, the beep
yeah, we got the tracker.
Yep.
So
know
if
what
that's
to do.
not the case, we complete this mission for these guys, and then we go on to hunt down Tom.
I concur.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like they are one.
All right.
Do I get a lab coat? I feel very comfortable in lab coats.
In fact, that is the disguises he has are lab coats, research documents for the name tags and the like.
Great.
All supposed to appear as scientists.
Okay, so everybody.
So do we need to roll for
Though-
disguise?
Yeah, some of you really, really stick out.
You are
Even in
Dr.
the
Greta
research
Schmidt?
book.
I could
Don't
put
touch
I could
me.
put my hair in a bun and
Dr.
take off
Helga
the cowboy
Schmidt?
hat.
Dr. Olaf Schmidt?
It's all in the family, so
Olaf.
to speak.
Dr. Margaret Schmidt? I shall be myself. Max Yannick.
I do have ninja stuff.
That will apply. So give me a relevant skill check for your disguising or covert operations or ninja stuff or whatever it is you're using to try and maintain this cover.
Sandy has no disguise.
None whatsoever.
None.
But you do have a persuasion
I do
score
have a
you could
persuasion
use
score.
in
And
place
culture.
of that.
Okay.
So you use either persuasion or culture. Yes.
Mechanics thing, because as much as I've been playing Bruno for a while, I've never been in this situation before.
Or using the slider.
When I'm one space away, is it D10s?
You're one space
for-
away from pilot or
Bruno.
Avatar. From Bruno?
And you're
Yeah.
using Bruno skills,
Using
so
Bruno
D10.
skills, use D10s on Bruno
And
skills.
D12s
I thought I
for-
used my buff packs when I moved to pilot.
Yeah.
I think that's what you did. Unless you had
Um,
two.
Oh, did I have
Yeah,
two
I don't
buffs?
know. I used a buff. I don't think it went away either. So.
If I'm in the middle,
I can
D12
use
for
my buff
For everything.
to help you.
Before the felt went on, you could see it was set up. To
Yeah, they should have little
I should just go
writing
and do a little
on
like.
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's,
there was stuff for
it's under my
like going the
teacup.
opposite way of
Oh,
making
yeah.
some of the felt.
If I roll a d6,
Actually,
then I
should
can
rebuild
use
these
whatever I
things.
get.
It's been
Oh,
years.
okay.
Toward,
it's plus
toward
2.
my next
Oh, it's
roll.
D12 plus
Oh.
2 for the.
No, I
For
thought
the
it was
version, yeah.
Gotcha.
toward anyone's.
Well,
Yeah.
so Bruno's
2d8,
covert
2d10.
operation skill I beat by 11, so we're okay there.
But not my teammate.
But this is actually stacks on both, so you would get the bonus and your opponent gets it as a penalty, so it's both. Like say you get a 5, you have a 5-point bonus to your roll, and your next opponent gets a 5-point penalty too.
Haha! But that wouldn't help. That would not help.
That would not help
Andy.
in this situation. Okay, I can roll against. It's only 1 point away. I
Yep,
can
either
roll
culture
against
or persuasion will work.
Can
for
I
yours.
put them together?
No.
Can I add? I can't add persuasion and culture
You
together.
cannot add them as
I
one
don't.
score.
You know what?
Just something lower than a 26. Anything.
What
Do I
if?
even need
What
a
if?
disguise?
What if I?
You don't need an actual disguise,
use-
but
no,
if you
here,
succeed,
I have
it
to.
might help if someone else
I
fails.
beat my disguise by 10.
Beat it by 10. All right, so your
I beat
critical
my-
success will cancel out one failure automatically right there. What was
I
yours?
beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3, so that's just a success.
I beat mine by 8.
By 8, yours is also a critical success, so we will cancel out 2
Okay.
failures,
Okay.
which you can only fail once.
All right.
So-
Oh well, I
And you
mean, I don't
didn't.
know why I was concerned. So,
Going through the checkpoints and the entire countryside, like the roadways all through, crawling with Nazis. They've got checkpoints everywhere. But Max talks his way through flawlessly. They examine all your papers. There is not even a single hiccup with the obviously over-the-top looking American
I may have
who
very
has
big hair.
the worst fake accent you've ever heard.
Ah, mine is worse.
Mine.
I just refuse to
There's like
speak.
There's never a
Good
point
idea.
where there's not twang.
I just don't talk.
Oh,
I'll nod.
smart.
You enter the magnificent grounds of the chateau and park your car among the many vehicles out front. The grounds are also crawling with Nazis, not just soldiers, but workers, scientists coming to work, groundskeepers, and other individuals.
It's so late at night. It is very busy. Never mind. I got it.
Vampires at nighttime.
Thank you. I got it.
Because during the day they die.
No, I got it.
We're
It's the
amongst
sun.
Germans. That's the accent we're going for now.
At the moment.
Okay, cool.
Oh god. How bad
You have arrived
is
at the
Andy at accents?
Where are
That's
we?
bad.
You have arrived at the chateau.
Oh, we're here at the chateau.
The dot is almost on top of you on the little indicator device.
On top of
I
us.
suggest we go inside.
You do the talking.
Excellent. I can do this.
Oh,
Must we? No,
We have your
or do we
back.
just walk inside?
you see individuals just walking right
Maybe we
in.
could do that. Let's go in as if we
Anything
own
you
the
do
place.
with confidence. Right?
Come.
Oh, can I use my? I want to use my psychic sense to
Wait,
sense the
wait.
close proximity of
We
magic.
can help with this.
Psychics or the supernatural? Oh, you
I
sense
feel confident and confident.
supernatural, supernatural.
Most of all, you
supernatural.
see, I have
You very, very much
confidence
sense, very close to you, a
in
tremendous
us.
amount of supernatural.
That's it.
They gave
Just
you a
these
bonus.
guys?
By
And
singing the
the-
I have confidence.
At the moment, you're actually
It's
sensing
Austrian.
psychic energy coming off of this one as
Austrian.
well.
They were Austrian.
This one right here.
Austrian.
Yeah.
E05 is Austrian.
Do you sense like supernatural
The family
with
was
me,
Austrian.
or like
You most certainly have
unsupernatural?
the supernatural from all the
I'm
runic
sure it's very
markings.
authentic.
I should know if like they blocked and like absorbed it all, or like.
In the sense of sensing the supernatural.
I
very
sense
much so.
psychic ability here in this
You
one.
sense something, yeah, like there's something psychic there.
Sensing
very much
something
so.
psychic in you. That's it though. Beyond them, I can't.
It's very close proximity, so
Okay.
nothing within your immediate vicinity triggers that.
All right. Well, I want to cloud the minds of anyone that passes us by, so that we're extra padded with the disguise.
Would you give me an ESP roll, please?
Yes.
With that helmet, you sense conspiracy.
I beat it by 1.
Beat it by 1.
Beat it by 1, and I could use my +4 roll.
You could.
I'm using my +4.
You can use your plus 4. You have beat it
Thank
by
you,
5.
Patreon.
Didn't you move yourself?
Hey.
I did, and I did it for a very good purpose, I think. And now I'm regretting it pretty significantly.
There are meta points still if you
There are
want to
meta-
move.
But then I'll be dead center and rolling with 12s.
Yeah, they suck.
On both
Well, you'd
sheets.
move 1 over.
Almost as
That's
much as
true.
Nazis.
Could just use 1.
Almost as much as these Nazis. Okay, no,
It's
I have
entirely up to
I have a question about vampire Nazis, and that is whose blood are they sucking? Because like if they're concerned about purity,
Are they only
ca-
sucking German blood?
Are they only sucking German blood, or are they treating others as livestock and only changing the Aryan race? These are my questions.
So far as OSS knows, the only actual vampires are all very high-ranking.
No, I
senior members of the
understand that,
Nazi
but
Party.
like,
But when they're eating,
but when they're
We don't know.
eating,
Unknown.
do they not want to like sully themselves?
Unknown.
back in our world, did Germans eat only German livestock, or did they source out their food as well?
I don't.
I
mean, they were happy to drink French wine.
You
so-
brought it
So I
up on
think
the
I would be
whole
applicable.
royalty thing earlier too. I mean, that was a pretty good example of keeping it in the family.
That
as it
is
were.
true. I mean, but as you might remember, Germans did not ascribe to a pretty holistic worldview. Sorry, the Nazis,
Well,
not
what's
Germans.
funny is a lot of the Nazis actually did that were like the rank and file were like, oh, it was good German music and good German food and good German drink and wouldn't touch anything else. But meanwhile, Hitler and all his cronies were drinking wine all the time, getting this good stuff. from other
Hashtag Andy
countries.
Buff because you need one. Everyone says you have one. And also I'm sorry about being mean last week.
What? That's
See,
not possible.
You used to
You're
work
not
already.
mean.
Thank you, Murphy.
Thank you. You are not
Thank
me.
you.
Thank
No,
you.
I know what you're talking about, and I appreciate it. But also, you weren't wrong. All right.
What did Mark?
Do I have to go
You can put yourself anywhere.
anywhere so I can be
You can use it to put yourself anywhere on the spectrum you so choose.
there, I think. Okay.
There? Okay. Now, because of your ESP powers and the combination of the wonderful disguises, you are not even checked going through in the front doors as you go through there. They're stopping people. You stride right past. It's just a cursory look over you, so they're not even really paying attention. Inside, the chateau is still like very original for the most of it. Inside, they've kept the interior, the decor. And it was really nicely done. So why screw it up? There are people all over the grounds. Following the map that Maxianic provided, you are able to determine where you know the sublevel will be. There's a small corridor that will lead downstairs into a basement room. And that basement room is a security checkpoint with the elevator.
Should we let out the text?
Maxianic also knows that all of these guards who are stationed there know all of the researchers by name and face. There are no unexpected arrivals in the research lab.
Could be a good time for the Texan. She can take some of them out.
So are we going to attempt to do this stealthily or just have at it? As it
I
were?
believe stealth is not an option. If we are not the people that are supposed to be here, our faces are not recognized. As soon as they see someone they don't recognize, they're going to, even if we're in the right costume.
This is once we get to the elevator and try and go down the elevator.
Right.
That's what we expect. So first let's scope out the room, see what our, walk past it, take a peek in and see what we're looking at.
A nice wide set of stairs go down to a fairly large concrete room that obviously looks, recent addition as opposed to the old world construction of the chateau. There are 6 SS troopers down there that you can see.
So as soon as
quite visibly just standing guard waiting.
With guns?
With guns in hand.
And I'm assuming as soon as we step onto the stairs, they'll see us, notice us, and try to shoot us.
Possibly. You might get a few seconds with those uniforms. Maybe somebody else could do something. Who knows?
I do believe. Sorry, if they're at the bottom of the stairs. I have got a quiet method of killing people, which would be I can throw knives into their throats.
Oh, I have an idea.
Do you?
I mean, I think I can cast some spells.
I mean, can't we all?
I think I can.
Maxianic does blood magic.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
I believe I can silence them all,
cast?
and then you can do your things.
Now, here's another question with blood magic. Can you use the blood to control them?
It's in the essence of Maxianic's blood magic. It means when he casts spells, it subtracts from his health.
Yes.
I see.
He spend his life force to use magic.
So what do you want to do?
I'd like to have you be alive.
What kind of spell would you cast?
So I'm thinking something small, like a bit of a silence bubble, as it were, around them, so
that
they
would
can't.
be relatively easy to put.
They
in the mouth
can't,
of the stairs.
call for help, and you can dispatch them with the ways that you would
I see.
dispatch.
So you're putting up
silence a pistol
sound
going
barrier,
off?
if
You
you
would
will.
silence everything.
All right.
What if we send the Texan in, big hair, don't care, distract? What, like she just saunters in, crazy like she is. She comes down,
You just really
silent
want to be a
bubble.
Texan.
I do. He silences, you kill while she's all, rodeo.
I think I go in first, pretending to be a lost scientist looking for directions.
But they
so I can
recognize
get in a
it's
little
not
bit
you.
close. Well, but they don't know everyone that's allowed up here. So I'm like, excuse me, only, and Mark has no idea how to do this, but Bruno speaks a little German and can do a good German accent.
But no, she speaks fluent German.
And
So does Aquamarine.
so
Elevator down, that's what we're trying to do, right? And there are guards at the top of the elevator?
Well, there goes the entrance to the elevator.
Okay.
It's almost like an
Oh,
old level of
this is quite-
Wolfenstein.
yeah,
Thank
this
you,
is
Larry.
quite this is quite simple.
I mean,
We stand
can we
at the
not-
corner here near it, and give me one quick moment. I'll draw a dagger out and shove it into my side, and cast silence at them, as it were.
Okay, great.
Go ahead and give me a blood magic roll.
We're doing
Wait,
it. Cool.
Wait, okay, so there's stairs, This
Through
is the, okay.
elevator.
So this is us on this
I have full
platform.
confidence in
there's
your
stairs,
ability to solve the
And then
situation.
there's Nazis here,
Yes.
right?
You know,
And
that's
then
not-
this
that's not
elevator
very-
down.
That's a great
That's
diagram.
great.
Excellent.
So
What was that roll
my
over there?
problem
Sorry.
is
I will
this is
meet.
not very
I will beat my
accessibility-minded,
sorcery
having
check,
it left
my
at the bottom
thaumaturgy
of the
check,
stairs
as it were,
opposed
by
to-
3.
By 3. Your spell is successful. You subtract 10 health from your total, please.
I see you peeking out there, Andy.
You're like, wait, whoa. Just.
They
And the
can't
amount
hear
of the
anything now.
stairs is dead quiet.
Go kill them.
Mouth of the
Great.
stairs is nice and quiet.
No sound will come up through those stairs.
Schnell, Schnell, Schnell.
Bruno goes stumbling in, looking like he's lost and everything, and attempts to convince the guards that he's, a lost scientist. Like, where am I supposed to go? I've got this thing, and kind of stumbles down till I can get next to him.
Can you give me an action hero check over there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are they all faced Bruno now? Oh,
We're
we're
about to
doing
find
it.
out.
We're doing it.
I'm gonna
Um,
spend 2 meta points.
2 meta points spent.
Made it by 9.
Made it by 9.
Ooh.
You do it perfectly. You even remember a few of the old school colloquialisms to catch up with in the conversation. And they are fixated on Bruno. Everyone else will get a surprise action before initiative will start because of that. So the 3 of you each get to make a surprise action.
Great.
Hopefully killing all of these Nazis before they can try and raise an alarm that won't make any noise.
Does it cost a action something to turn into?
It is limited to once in any given turn, so no multiple changes, but otherwise no.
Excellent. I'd like to turn
It does, however, ruin whatever you're wearing.
So do I come back naked?
Yes.
We might still need that disguise, don't there yet?
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
take
you.
off my coat, hand it to you, and I'm gonna turn werewolf.
Which means you are now
Double movement speed, 2 attacks, 50 damage with my claws.
9 feet tall and
9
800
feet
pounds.
tall and 800 pounds.
And covered in hair and teeth and...
Oh my god, you're beautiful.
You are actually under the limit of what I am able to carry, but only just. Keep that in mind.
After I eat some Nazis, I'll even weigh more.
and that's
Please
the other
don't
thing
eat
is
more than,
the
say, 2
conversation is
Nazis.
exceedingly difficult with the... Yeah, it's just not structured to make the noises you're used to. So vocalizations are exceedingly difficult. Your surprise is to change and you
and
are
then
bounding
down.
down the stairs.
Wait, so if you eat, say, you like 2 medium-sized
Down,
children,
down,
would you
down.
then be 20% child?
Or my next
Or
move
say
would be-
like one large-ish Nazi, or no, average Nazi. I don't know how much.
I don't become
You
them.
would be part Nazi then.
No, only
Because you
the
consumed it?
molecules in me would be.
Ladies, I
like
do
when you eat a
appreciate
carrot,
this
are you
discussion,
part
but
carrot?
there are Nazis to be eaten.
I'm going, I'm going,
you
I'm
give
going.
me 2 fighting checks for your 2
Yes.
attacks with your claws, please.
Ooh, that's so much fun.
No, for that one, I don't think.
That is a fail by 3.
And then
Yeah, Christopher was not just in World War II,
That was
he was
better.
actually
by
Secret
3.
Services and was like a
The
spy
first
that went
one,
and
you're
assassinated people in
going down
World
the stairs so fast that you go right over the top of him and
And was
land
friends with-
right behind him, and
Tolkien.
her claws come out and cut this SS trooper in half. Like part of his body goes one direction, the other goes there, and the whole concrete wall is covered in blood, entrails, and guts just hit the wall. It is graphic. Ready,
Red
Evelyn? What was your surprise
Blood
action?
Of Nazi skull. Sorry, what?
What is your surprise action going to be?
you put it back on your head.
Throwing knives.
vomit.
Throwing knives.
Straight into hearts.
Give me 2 throwing knives checks, please.
Oh. Yeah, 6 on 18.
Right in the forehead of the first one. Amazingly enough, these knives come from nowhere, and right after they hit, they're gone.
That's
Never
cool.
know I was there. No fingerprints. Oh, it's a good thing I'm on the good side. All right. Oh. So yeah, okay. I mean, it's 12 on 18, but it's
That's
not.
still a
It's
success.
not the success
2
that I
more
wanted.
of the Nazis
It's not me.
go down in that surprise round. There are still 3 standing, and it is your surprise action.
Just one action.
You have a surprise round. So what are you going to do? You're here, so you can make 2 attacks with Aquamarine if you
Okay.
so chose.
I would like to use my Taekwon Slow ability to have already
You are right next to a...
in front. I want to be in front of the elevator, facing the other
All
back
right,
of
give
them.
me a Taekwondo
flank them.
slow check.
Cool.
Oh,
I beat it by
absolutely.
9.
That is a success. You are next to the elevator, as though you have been next to the elevator since the start of the fight. It's just there.
And I have one more now.
You still have an action.
Okay, so whoever is the closest to me, I'd like to attack with my a ninja.
Okay.
With my ninja
You
stuff.
do have ninja stuff there. Give me a ninja stuff check.
Wait, so there are 3 people left?
There are 3 Nazis left.
I can take care of
How
that.
much time we got left? Okay, we still got other people to meet. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I want to do that.
Okay.
Yep.
Give me a ninja stuff check.
I like that
I'm
one.
gonna do that. I beat that by 5.
You appear right next to the elevator, and the closest SS troop turns and has this most surprised look on his face. And how did you get there? And it's the last look he has.
I beat it by 10.
Oh, even better. It is the last look for your critical success. You just put your fingers out really quick and hit him right in the Adam's apple, and
Exactly.
he crumples, dead on his feet. There are still 2 left that we will roll initiative for, who will get a chance, possibly, to act.
12 for initiative, right?
Yep. Get 12 for initiative. Make sure to add your relevant initiative modifier. whichever
Taekwondo
side you
Slow
happen to
has
be
become one of Aquamarine's actual skills now.
Taekwondo is a skill, not a
FYI.
special ability. Yes.
19.
19 for Max Yannick.
Oh no.
24 for Bruno.
24 for Bruno.
Oh, I rolled
21.
21 for Evelyn.
A 14.
Ah.
I got distracted by all my fur. I'm just grooming. I know that. Werewolf
Blood
probably don't
everywhere.
groom.
14.
literally rolled a 2.
Ooh.
So 8. Oh my god, I'm dancing around my life.
You really are really working hard on that Taekwondo slow.
Channeling some sojourn. Do I get put a little sloth nose on?
We got 10 to see if we can really travel.
Yeah, I got eyeliner down there.
Trying to follow them.
It's not impossible. I'm trying.
I believe they have some questions about her Taekwondo slow. It is a skill. I'm just going to clarify that. Not a special ability.
For Aquamarine.
Mm-hmm. And we've got 20 for the remaining SS troopers.
If
So
you learn how to
Bruno,
do it
you will be
first.
going first.
Alright, so while this is all happening and we're doing it, Bruno's moved in close to the 2 remaining Nazis, and so he is going to very quickly and quietly draw his 45 with blessed silver bullets with one hand and his rune dagger with the other, slit the throat of one and shoot the other in the head from close range.
Give me a
Point blank
shooting
range.
and fighting checks for Baxter, Wazakowski, or Bruno, whoever you happen to be closer to.
Yeah, we're gonna go definitely Bruno. So, whew, okay. That is beat it by 3, so we're gonna use my +4.
Using a +4, and is that for the shot or the knife?
Probably that's the shot.
The shot, and what is the damage listed there for that weapon?
30 damage.
30 damage, that will kill one of the 2 remaining Nazis.
And the other one slitting his throat, beat it by 8.
Beat it by 8.
Ooh.
That is also a very dead Nazi. And in the span of just a couple of seconds, the Nazis are dead.
Wow, we did a good job.
That's how you do it.
And not a sound made it up that elevator. And yeah, it's still dead quiet. It's the only other thing.
I
Is
have
there
to
a
know, is
button?
Jacko disappointed that there were no screams to be heard?
More than likely.
I see.
Is there a button on the elevator?
Yep, it looks like there's a call button on it.
You may use one of my knives if you like.
I have my own thing.
You may cancel the spell at any time,
Oh,
Mr. Yannick, or keep
oh,
it
I
up
was
as
trying
long
to
as
be
you wish.
friends.
Spell's
but
still going.
that's
Can't
fine.
hear you.
Use your-
You can't hear me either.
Ignore my gifts.
Nothing
Oh,
seems
oh.
to come out of your voice when you talk.
I try and send my hypnotic voice to him.
All right, go ahead and give me an ESP. I think you're just like system shocking yourself.
Ooh, no, I beat that one by 10.
And 52, you actually get over the mind shield on that one. So you actually ESP Thomas at that one.
Oh wait.
What do I learn? What do I
Closer,
learn?
closer to Max.
What do I learn? What do I feel?
Max.
You learn, yep, then Max.
Yep.
You learn about Max.
I want to learn about Max and tell him to turn off his spell. Yeah, tell me about him. I'm inside your mind now.
He's Austrian, not German. But he understands the confusion.
What's up with the psychic? What's up with that?
Huh?
Let's see, things you learn about Max. Max is very dedicated to getting rid of the Nazis.
Yes.
Very, very dedicated. He thinks they're a scourge upon the earth.
We are, yeah.
That's
And
about
he
all I
is
got.
willing to do whatever it takes, including he's sacrificed years of his life infiltrating the Nazi party at this point.
So has Carl.
And various bits of blood. Oh,
Me too.
now you can hear again.
Oh, great. That's all I really
We
wanted
should
to
go
do.
down.
At that moment, the button that you press, the elevator dings, nice and a mechanical bell, not the modern sound that you're used to from elevators, and opens up.
Shall we?
Modern used to spitting.
Go inside.
Old school.
And I'm a werewolf until I don't want to be.
So you know what I mean, which means you're ducked down inside and might be maxing out the weight limit on this elevator. You're not sure. The elevator descends down to a single sub-level. There's not any options.
Are you able to become human again?
Why would we want her?
I'm mildly concerned about the structural stability of this elevator. However, it does seem to be built for furniture, so we should be fine.
You enter a concrete hall at the bottom. The first area looks like it's set up to be defensible in case of an alarm, like there's a little barricade set up right at the entranceway, so if people tried to storm through the elevator, they'd have a really bad time.
Oh, as we were passing through, I apologize, I meant to say this. The bisected Nazi,
Yes.
I would like to grab him by the arm on the top part and just drag him along with me.
All right, you have half of a Nazi.
Yes.
I got his scalp.
Hey, why are you doing that?
It could be useful.
Okay. I think that's a good idea. Bring the
This first area
top
is
half
set
of
up
that
to
guy.
be very, very defensible, but there aren't any guards here because no alarm has currently been raised.
How's it gonna be?
Yeah,
Won't know until the moment presents itself.
I honestly think that
I mean, it's full
a
of
pretty sound
blood,
idea.
so maybe.
I mean, technically, all my spells do require the use of Max's own blood, but it is possible we could come up with something interesting to do with this. If nothing else, throwing it into a room is bound to get attention.
I love it.
That is true.
Well, that's
I
why
have
left it there is gonna
occult
get attention
ritual
upstairs,
magic,
too.
so maybe I'll be able to reanimate it briefly.
We're not gonna have a lot of time because somebody's
Cool,
gonna sound an
good.
alarm when they see the mess we left upstairs.
Oh, did
It would only
nobody,
be a
did
matter of
nobody
time.
use disguise to hide
Oh,
the bodies?
I apologize. Let me take care of that. Cast another spell to try and do a
Wow.
not a mending, but a prestidigitation type, cleanup.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Oh wait, I'm
Like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Not the.
The wolf could also just.
I was gonna say, I think
I'll
she's
make it
got
by
bigger
7.
things.
Melissa
Made by
Joan Hart.
7.
Melissa
Another
Joan
10
Hart.
health down.
Can the wolf help
Good show.
speed it up by licking it?
Oh, he's doing this from the bottom floor of the elevator.
Oh, okay.
He's not even up there.
Yeah.
Anyone passing through will just see a wonderfully clean room and perhaps be curious about the
Awesome.
missing guards, but there won't be corpses if anyone walks by. The
Thank
casual
you.
observer will not see anything too amiss. This is
Awesome.
there's a concrete hall
Really
ahead of you. It's
disturbing.
set up to be very defensible, but
Yes.
no alarm has been raised, so there are no guards present. It's just a hallway going down for you.
Look at the sensor.
It's still right on top of you.
On top
We
of
do
us.
seem to be on target, as it were.
Has it moved at all?
No, it seems when you've used it in the past, it kind
It
of
was-
has like that 20-mile
Yes.
range. So
Yeah.
you know he's within a quarter mile or so.
I'm pretty sure he's in the building, but it could be anywhere. The
Can
sensor
you
won't
sniff out
Can I psychically feel
Hawaiian
him?
print shirts? Is have they got their own smell? Do they smell like
Give me an
sunscreen?
ESP roll over there, and
Smell?
yeah, you can. What are you smelling for?
Beat it by 4.
Hawaiian print shirts.
I know Nazis pretty well
Yeah,
because I keep dismembering them.
that's true.
So I'm
You
gonna.
know them inside and out.
I do. So I want to smell for something that doesn't smell Nazi-like. Because I think that the Hawaiian shirt
Tom-like.
person, I want to smell Tom. So I'm gonna combine what I'm right in the middle. So I know Tom. I've probably smelled Tom.
You smell Tom.
I want to sense something Tom-like and not Nazi-like.
I
All right.
I beat my ESP by 4.
There is a strong presence of the supernatural in this subway.
I rolled a 4.
You are certain somehow that Tom is down here. You don't know how his scent is wrong.
I
It's
sense
wrong,
it
you know, it's-
magically
it-
too.
It smells like it's mixed with some other scent, but
Nazi.
definitely
I
down
wag
here.
my tail.
My God.
Can I tell like
It
which
reminds
direction?
me of my hounds at home. Apparently, we've scented something important.
Yes. Can I sense or can she smell which direction?
There aren't any other directions to go but one.
Down the hallway.
Jack's, makes more sense now.
Sorry?
Jack makes more sense now.
Jack?
Oh, Jacko.
Jacko,
Jacqueline.
why she's like that? That
Oh.
makes sense.
It's because she's a dog.
She's a puppy.
A big cute
And
one.
here I was headed toward a different scripture.
Does it also relate to dogs?
It might.
Oh.
Are you sure you're not thinking about yourself? Lady Evelyn.
Oh.
Goodness.
Oh, the venom is strong.
Nah, it's just...
French and English, man.
You follow the hallway for about 20 or 30 meters. It's pretty short, and then reaches a T. You know from quizzing several of the different researchers in casual conversation that the right branch of this T should head to the research lab, and the left is more for storage facilities and the guard posts and the like.
I love this doggo.
We should go to the right. Good girl. Scritchy, scritchy.
She's a good girl. Good girl.
Fine.
All of us.
Play with your ears a bit.
Do a little lean.
You just answered your own question, Warlock.
What? What you say?
I beat up a Sarah's dog again. The wolf.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Naked Blue Jackman.
All right. That was
Oh,
fun.
that's right.
I may have done a naked dance as a man stripper who was blue.
Yes.
Yep.
And also a wolf.
The spirit wolf ghost.
Spirit wolf goes blue.
Guardian.
A
Taking that
sexually
on with
active spirit wolf.
There might have been
I
a
recall.
spin move happening.
Oh, that's right.
Following the path to the right,
Blue,
you
so we
reach
have
what
the
is a
balls.
lab entrance, and it has set up a guard post there, as though
Yes.
people would like scan IDs to get you through, but there's not a guard there.
That's not normal, I would imagine. Although I've never been here, so maybe it is.
Yeah.
Let's continue
Let's
forward.
keep going. Let's keep
You
going.
enter the lab. It is a very, very large, and not only has all the things that you would expect in a traditional laboratory, with all the medical equipment, but there's all kinds of occult objects and materials, books, a summoning circle scribed into the floor. There's like ritual magic sigils all over the place. And as you enter, a iron door slams down behind you in the lab.
Had to
Locks
be iron.
down.
So, Bruno's gonna tap into Baxter's mind, and I think I'm gonna use a Bruno buffs to got several of them here, and move over here,
I want to bet a point.
and use the occult knowledge to figure out what is all the runes and what's going on.
Oh, I should join you and help with that.
And I beat that by 16.
I'm sorry, what are you?
They're definitely summoning demons here.
Oh, King.
I was gonna say,
They're summoning demons here.
you must know all
Well,
about
This
it.
is
It's like you want
Huntsman
to
Tom of the SS! You have walked into a trap! Fools! And now you will see exactly what we have been up to!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This would not be the helpful Tom.
What was your name?
I mean, I think he's been quite helpful, as he's just told us he's going to show us everything he's been up to.
And at that moment, the ritual circle bursts into flames, and a towering winged demon appears, wreathed in flames, with fangs and wicked claws.
Hello, mother.
So, the person who spoke is
It was like
somebody
an
we see?
intercom
Oh,
voice.
it's an intercom.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, we didn't see the...
No.
Oh. And what was the name?
Huntsman Tom
Mm.
of the SS.
Mm. Guess we found
Sounds like a
him.
hint.
Chris
Aw.
bet the dog first. That
Aw.
deserves a hashtag meta point.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, thanks.
I'm gonna use it. We're all Avatar.
And there goes
All Avatar.
I want to see. I want
Great.
to test theories.
Great. You got the beep boop. Here we go.
Thank you, chat.
So before, what is this thing? It's like
It
a
is a
winged
demon. We are going to roll initiative and start a nice fight. It is a towering, flaming, honest to goodness, straight out of.
So before that happens, I'm going to use my waffle ability.
Oh, can you tell us what your waffle ability is? So and why you can do that right now?
It's Bruno's counter from last week.
Oh.
So Bruno's counter is I can interrupt any turn in progress to make a single attack and resolve that attack before anything progresses.
Ooh.
So we're then going to combine that with being Baxter, and the attack is going to be to use his occult ritual magic, whatever that is, to try and resend the demon, break the demon's control, do something. I'm not sure what Baxter's capabilities are.
Give me an occult check for your interrupt. That is a brilliant use of that action.
Beat it by 6.
Beat it by 6. The circle completely fractures from it and actually detonates part of it and blows a chunk aside of the wall.
Oh my god!
It does not send the demon back to its home plane, but you are 100% certain it's not under Nazi control.
Excellent.
It's under whatever control it decides to be under, and there is no circle binding it anymore.
I see.
Let's roll initiative.
Okay!
You know what
That's
I would
better.
love to have at this point? Oh.
28.
Wow. 28.
That's
wow.
better than 8.
By 20.
By 20.
Yeah?
It's wild now.
18.
18. 16.
17.
17.
15.
And 15.
4 in a row.
All right. Will you do a quick little roll off with me, Mark? Because I have my demon as the same initiative as you.
Oh, okay.
I recognized the oddity of attempting to help the team this way, but it felt like an appropriate use of resources given the current course upon which we are embarked. Hashtag meta point.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, that was you.
So not riding the demon is an interesting idea. Seeing as this is a family-friendly show, the demon is probably family.
You buy yourself meta points?
No, I bought y'all because I used the last one.
That was...
That
Wait,
was
did
wonderful,
you-
Helen. Thank you.
Yeah, that was
You
me.
did that?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So it's like, what's odd about, Thomas, wait.
That's
creative.
That's meta.
That is the most meta
That's the most
moment
meta
of
That's
I
the
was
also,
gonna
that's also
say.
why the message is written
Me
that
too.
way.
Right, no, that's why
I started making it very short, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, I'm Thomas right now.
Thank you.
You are going to go first by a wide margin.
Damn. So it wants to attack us?
It definitely appears to be quite hostile.
It's true, if anyone would do this, it would be Thomas.
Yeah. He just hacked into the
I mean, it is a
metaverse
demon.
and, yeah.
They aren't known for their friendliness towards mortal creatures.
Lest they go and get their soul.
I would just like to say that I've done my level best to befriend all of you so far. I take umbrage to that statement.
Well, you of
But
all
we
people
may
know that half of
continue.
your family is absolutely atrocious.
You have
And
not.
it's funny, it's not the demon half.
No, the British half actually is worse than the demon half, but
They have invaded
It's-
almost every country on the planet.
Yes, and we all
to
try
steal
to
all the
invade
spices
your
only to
hearts
not
as
put them on their food. Oh,
So let's go with the combat.
Okay,
Go first.
is it holding anything?
The Brit Bash can wait.
no, it could if it wanted to. I mean, it has fingers and everything with nasty claws on it.
Sure, but it's not like holding a demon.
No.
Except for a grudge. It might be holding a grudge.
Okay.
Fingers with razor sharp claws that are on fire.
Oh.
Because it's a demon and it's on fire.
Wait, that's what we're facing. That's the Tom.
No.
No,
no,
Tom's
no.
on the
The
intercom
Tom
somewhere
summoned,
else.
summoned
the
a demon.
demon.
From somewhere
I
else.
wish that was the
You know
Tom.
how there was a T-junction and we went down one end and probably down the other end was Tom and we didn't check?
That's disappointing.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
In this room, is this a dead-end room? Are there other doors? Windows?
Well, we just
the only
blew out
opening
part of
is
the
a
wall.
wall opening up. One of the entrance got closed off by
Oh, what's
iron
through the
stuff
wall?
like
What
that.
can we see?
That kind of a little bit of a corridor, but it's a bunch of crap and rubble is blown in front of it, and there's a giant demon between you and that hole.
All right. Right.
And flames and explosion stuff.
Is there anything else in the room?
Okay. Yes. Not stalling to think of something to do. Well, I know what I want to do, but no, wait. Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay, I'm going to go to the next person in line, which is going to be Thomas slash Max.
Are they set to go right after me?
I am.
Yep.
I think.
Oh no, it's the demon's got the same.
No, it's going to be.
Oh, Bruno.
I'll go after Bruno then.
And you're up.
So first, occult knowledge. How does one fight this demon? What's the?
Smart.
Because of your training, you have a +4 bonus to this one.
So that makes it beat by 14 then.
Your knife or bullets are more than capable of harming it due to what has been done to it.
I'd like to free action that same knowledge, although it doesn't matter because I did that.
All right. Well, so we're gonna just basically start moving so that we're spreading out so that he's not able to target us all at once. Going around to one side or another of him and drawing a pistol and firing in the general direction of his head.
Can we maybe, instead of encircling it, so we accidentally shoot each other, we just kind of like a choral arrangement, kind of a C? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just fanning out to.
Like a little,
Not a circle.
Attack the
choral
flanks.
structure.
Yeah, I'm moving more to break away from the rest of you so that we're not all together, and then if I need to, we can zip down the hallway. That's another
Okay,
option.
I just wanted to make sure we're.
So first shot is beat by 10.
Beat it by 10. That is a critical success.
Nice.
And second one, that's got to be a 10 on that, so 13. So beat it by 5.
What is the normal damage for that weapon?
30 damage.
30
with each
damage?
shot, but plus 10 damage versus supernatural enemies. So that should be 80 damage.
80 damage
plus
on the
crit.
first shot.
Oh, and then another 40 damage on the second shot.
And then 40 damage on the second shot. The first shot, you hit this demon right in one of its eyes and pull out a portion of its skull.
Nice.
God. That's weird.
The second one goes a little bit lower and hits more of the destroyed tissue. Maybe it was an ear that it tore off. You're kind of not sure about the anatomy of their heads or what they even need or use.
Because it's a big windy fire thing.
Yes.
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm a wolf.
You are almost as big as this thing.
I'm gonna puff and puff and blow that shit out. Because I'm a wolf.
Nice.
Thank you.
It broke James.
What would you roll against? Because I almost feel like occult knowledge of fairy tales might be adequate.
It's also athletics, because you now have big lung capacity, right?
Funny.
But not against demolitions, even though that's how we blow down houses.
Right. This is all air.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How you break a James. One of the many ways to break a James.
Just
Andy
a
can
cute
think of
way.
several,
What
but
an
Evelyn
adorable
never
way. It was like the cutest way to break a Jane.
How do you break a GM like a girl?
So the
How
big
you
bad
take a
wolf
James and
puffs
make a
and
lot.
puffs and makes an athletics check.
I love that we're in World War II
Oh my
Germany, so
God!
this is just totally on the sound of music.
Do I have anything?
It's
Can I use
Austrian.
anything?
No.
World War II. It's
Have you
relevant.
used that
Got
yet?
to
No!
be
Oh, praise the
joking.
Lord.
It is.
I
There's
beat it by
There's a lot
8,
of
then
film.
8.
Beat it by 8. Somehow, through some strange miracle, the werewolf hops and puffs and blows air, and the fire goes out. It should.
He was like,
It does.
I love it.
It stays out.
The fire goes out, and you swear you hear some pigs oinking in the distance.
Oh.
The ones that are escaping the barbecue at this exact moment.
And it will be the demon who is no longer
No, I
on
wanna go.
fire's
I wanna
turn.
go.
Oh, all right, fine then.
So I know that the demon. I know that.
No longer on fire.
I know that it's a sound
the
curtain.
demon's like, what the?
I know a lot about this. I've had a great skill in it. What do I know about my ability to use blood that is not my own to cast spells and do that?
It's usually less effective, but fresher blood is better than older blood.
Fantastic. I'd like to take the corpse half and fling it toward the demon, and then I want to cast a spell. And what I'm going to try and do is summon a holy symbol to go around its neck.
Nice.
Are we going to use the demon for ourselves?
No, I don't. I just want to try and weaken it.
Oh.
That's all I'm trying to do. I'll beat it by 10 again.
Beat it by 10. It was a critical success, so I allow you to choose to give it a continuing penalty to all of its checks or just damage.
Oh, I like the penalty.
All right, we are going to go with a penalty of 5 on any actions that it makes.
Gotta kite this son of a bitch.
While that holy symbol is burning into its flesh.
No. Oh, that one. Because it's not burning.
Did the
No, the holy symbol is burning it.
Right.
Did the bullets did the damage that Bruna did it slow it down and
It does.
affect it in any way?
It does feel appropriate.
It's
probably
really, really nasty looking.
Okay.
It does feel appropriate. It probably should be a chain and a star of David.
Yeah.
Probably right. You know, I 100% endorse this.
With little menorah strolling.
It is in pain, quite obviously. Roaring, it stumbles forward, clutching onto its head. I would usually make multiple attacks, but I'm only going to give it a single attack with half of its head blown off, the fire put out, and a holy symbol burning a hole in its chest. But it's going to go for the big bad wolf because it is very large and scary looking.
Which means bring it on.
I am going to have a success by 13, which is definitely going to hit
That's
you.
pretty much
That is a 50 damage hit. However,
fine.
that applies.
That and
How much of a penalty did I give it?
That your penalty of 5 made it a success by 8 instead of
Okay.
13.
At least it's not a crit.
It's fine.
It would have been a crit.
You
are correct.
I'm fine.
But it seems to have done almost no damage to this werewolf when it hits you. Just the slightest cut.
That means
And
suck
it
it.
was a blow that probably would have launched a car across the street.
Oh, what a good hobby.
Evelyn.
Evelyn. I am going to pull out a family tree.
Ooh.
And find out how far up on the ranking it is by comparison to me.
Alright, you're going the wrong direction.
Sorry.
He's far down.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Not far up.
Yes, I understand.
Following the tree.
I'm saying, where does he rank?
Significantly beneath you.
Yes, excellent. In that case, I will use my privileges. Not that we like to lean on those too much, but my privileges as royalty, to remind him of his fealty to the royal family, and therefore subjugate him to my will.
Will you give me a persuasion check?
Would I ever?
We gotta get a demon as a pet.
Yes, that's my goal. That's my goal.
Got a dog as bodyguard and a demon as a pet.
Okay. So it's 12 on 16, but I mean, I could also, like, use plus
You may
3.
ask the demon one favor or send it back.
Bring me Tom.
It's almost dead.
You wouldn't know what Tom is.
Fine. Bring me. What is his name?
Something Tom.
Bring me the one who summoned you.
Okay.
Oh, a face.
Not what you think, but I like this. It disappears in a puff of smoke as it teleports away.
Probably not the
Aw.
Tom, but
Darn.
it's alright. That's gonna
Still
be like
probably a Nazi.
a powerful Nazi that we can take out.
There's now a demon attacking the Nazi high command.
Perfect.
Nice
That's the
job,
way we
dude.
roll.
Nowhere near here, but somewhere else is having one nice event. Someone didn't invite him to the wine tasting. Oh my.
Awesome.
He only drinks blood.
But there is no longer a
Only drinks
demon in this room, though the laboratory equipment, some of it isn't destroyed, and there's quite obviously some research here, and the alarms are going off at this point.
Mine!
Are going
Mine!
Farther down the hall.
9.
The way you
9.
came in is blocked
9.
still from the
Right.
walk down, but there's like a hallway that you didn't have access to from when the demon circle exploded, as though like part of that wall fell away and you could see that hallway out
As
there.
we're passing through, I do want to grab research papers.
Destroying them is first and foremost on the list. And the
Oh, we're
lab.
destroying them.
Do we believe that the equipment in here is actually the experiment they're working on?
Because of your occult check, you are fairly certain that this room is
This is the
used
Daywalker
for-
stuff. Okay.
Do you want me to smash it?
Yes.
Okay, I smash it.
You start smashing equipment. There are books, research materials, occult stuff.
We
and
can
there's-
set it on fire.
You could. Or you could blow it up. Or
I
you
do
could
love
do
a
any
good
number of
fire.
other
What's
things.
when I go to the hall and look at the hall? What do I find out in the hallway?
Going back, you can hear to the left side of it, you can hear the boot steps as though guards are coming from that direction. And to the right, just as you look down, you swear you saw some Hawaiian shirt disappear around a corner.
The direction the boots are coming from, wall of stone.
10 health,
Nice.
give me a thaumaturgy check.
I'm in the.
Beat it by 7.
Oh, yeah. Closed off. There's only one way to go now.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That should take them a while. That should take them a while. I can't do this voice.
So hot pursuit as fast as I can after.
After
What are you going to do about leaving the
After-
lab behind?
Tom.
It was the mission
Leave
objective.
it to me.
All right. You take off towards the direction of Tom. What are
Can
we
I-
leaving to you?
Can I go fast?
I'm going to burn everything, and since I am immune to fire, I can make sure that absolutely everything
Yes,
is
you are.
I'm gonna
immune
go
to fire.
with him
Well
as
played.
fast, like, because I'm
Yeah.
very
same.
fast. I'm
You start setting the place on fire. You go around the corner. You pass him very, very quickly. Because you are walking along on all fours at twice the speed that a normal man can run.
Can I jump on her back as she takes off?
Give me a related check that you think would be appropriate.
Can I please use my Taekwondo slow again to already be there? It's a
To a point.
skill.
See.
Awesome skill.
Oh,
Oh, and I want to use a meta point here to go all the way to my
Meta point used.
Have you bonded with me yet? How am I going to feel about you climbing on board?
I beat it by 10.
I'll just use persuasion.
Okay.
I think it by 3.
Okay. Are you persuasive?
Going my way.
All right.
You leap on her back. They
That's
pass
actually
you.
how Kristen said
And
it.
as you round that
True.
corner that he shouted he had seen someone go around, there's an iron grate that has been dropped down to block the passageway. And right as that iron grate is dropped down, seemingly out of nowhere,
Skill, but
Carmen has appeared and has caught the iron grate on her shoulders just out of nowhere.
Got it.
She was behind you a second ago, you
Is she
swear.
strong enough to hold it?
She seems to be going down to one knee pretty quickly.
All right, so I'm gonna grab it because I
Okay.
can hold a ton. I have super strength.
Okay.
You are holding it up.
The other 3 of us should get through, and then we can continue on.
You are able to catch up at this point.
I have a
as you
hunch
set
Lady
the
Evelyn
place
will be
on
more
fire.
than capable of catching up.
if nothing else, I think you can summon me.
All of you can hear the lab on fire behind you and the smoke and all the sounds of the alarm. You reach a set of doors after you get through the iron grate. Beyond is an underground garage. There are several dozen SS lined up facing the door waiting for someone to burst out of it, namely you. And a car streaks up the ramp and out of sight.
Can I jump over the SS's and chase after the car?
Let's roll some initiative and see what happens. All right. But before we roll initiative, just because I want to do it for this, we are gonna melt you guys down because it's in the
Oh,
store.
yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
So because we have 5, this could go really, really, really strange. So let's go ahead and start with you. I want you to pass your avatar to Mark.
Yeehaw.
I want you to pass your avatar to Chris.
Oh boy.
I want you to pass your avatar.
Oh, so just do it a straight star. Okay.
And that only leaves
Still all aquamarine.
going over there. And now we will roll initiative.
Wait.
Wait.
I don't.
we switch?
I could either be Austrian or French.
Oh, wait, did we pass everyone around?
No, it's
Yeah,
just us two.
You two needed to.
We
Okay,
need to
wait, hang
decide
on.
if we're Austrian or French.
Hang on,
Oh,
let
yeah,
me
then we
fix
had
it.
delegates.
Okay.
I gotta figure out who is going to be who. You're going to be Austrian, and you're going to be
No.
French.
Okay. Okay.
Now we'll do the initiative.
Oh.
The SS718, we have a 23.
22.
22.
18. Oh,
18, 21, 18. You shall be first.
Oh, good. 'Cause I totally know what I'm gonna do. All right. What current weapons do I have?
Comes a variety of knives,
Anything.
grenades, handguns.
Grenades?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. I just want to huck a grenade at him.
All right, go ahead and give me a.
Heads up, swine.
In the case of her, give me a demolitions check.
Fighting is 20.
Yeah, but I needed demolitions for the grenade, which is only 2 less than
Oh, good.
fighting.
I beat it by 6.
6. All right, you throw the grenade into the group of
CC's
Nazis.
for France.
Right, left, center.
Yes.
Right,
Center.
left, center. Okay. As the grenade explodes, 2 of the cars completely engulfed in flames. 5 of the Nazis go flying through the air, and 2 more are hurt.
That was French.
The car's gone. The car left.
2 of the cars
in
are in
French.
the car that you saw escaping. Yeah, it is gone. It has escaped.
Is the beep beep?
I don't have it anymore.
Yeah. Oh.
She's got
I've got the.
Oh, great.
I've got the BP.
Definitely in the car.
Definitely in the car. Alright. Great.
But hey, you happen to be in an underground garage full of
Cars.
cars.
Oh, great.
Who's got driving?
I do.
Thomas does. Never mind.
Our next up is going to be to you.
How destroyed is the lab right now?
The
we-
lab is
we're
right
way
behind you.
done.
It's destroyed. You
I'm
already-
still in the lab.
Oh, you-
Remember the demon was
No,
destroyed?
no, no.
She caught up with us.
Caught up.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You are in the rear of the group, but you are caught
How
up.
uncouth of me to say such things. I do apologize.
Oh, she apologized.
How aware am I of the situation?
You were the last to arrive, but you did just catch the glimpse of the car disappearing and the lovely grenade explosion.
Oh, I believe I understand the situation. I'll disappear and reappear on top of the car.
Nice.
You are now riding a car.
I'm gonna
And then
need an
I
I'm a
believe
ride it
with
check.
my second action, I'd like to smash my fist through the top of the car.
Yes, bring him back to us.
Actually, specifically into the engine block.
Great.
Go ahead and give me a fighting check over there.
Steel arms.
No.
Demon.
Oh, right.
But super strength.
Yes, got it.
Decent.
I will make it by 6.
You smash down on the front of it, and it begins to black smoke billowing out of the top, and the vehicle slows down substantially. Our next one is going to be a 21.
Oh, and can I look at the driver for a moment?
Hawaiian shirt, Nazi uniform.
Perfect.
Yes.
It is the strange combination to see.
Unfortunately, that missed that. It's,
Unfortunately, what?
oh, the camera, they missed me flipping off. It's okay.
It was good.
I appreciated
very
Helen
red.
creating that.
Red dwarfy.
Let's see it. Oh, you're back. You're back.
Oh, it was just this.
I'll do it.
Not this.
It's so
Not
interesting the
this.
difference that makes. Like,
Well, this is clearly
That's clearly
something
for you.
else.
Well, originally
That's
it was
clearly
this.
well, yeah, it's better.
Yeah,
It's like
it
this,
was
yeah.
full armor ship.
I thought it was the arrow. Isn't it that that's from? It's the British archers that were showing off. You didn't.
I thought it was a
There's
lady's
about
legs.
12 reasons nobody actually really knows this story.
True.
Yeah.
For it.
I mean,
The arrows are the
but
ones
it
I would
was
tell
really
my
only
children.
for the French,
I
right?
just thought it was
True.
a lady's legs.
Well, if it was meant for the French, then I mean that would actually
No,
distract them more. If it was
That's what I
supposed
mean.
to be ladies' legs.
If we're talking about the two, if we're talking about the 2 fingers for the arrows, that
Right.
comes from the 100 Years' War.
There you go. See, all full circle. We're back right
We're
where we
back
were.
right where we
it's
began.
all about history, people. Know your history.
It is.
Okay.
Stay in
Sorry.
school.
Anyway.
All the gifts to show the Odie's kids.
Okay.
Give it a couple years.
I've said it
Occult
before. I really hope
science,
someday our
but
kids
not
and grandkids
occult.
see some of this stuff. I think it'd be hilarious.
I'm wondering if I can have Lady Evelyn grab the Tom and me summon him.
Ooh.
You are
Someone
not
back.
really sure where Lady Evelyn is or what Lady Evelyn's up to. Lady Evelyn is out of sight,
Oh, Lady Evelyn is out of sight.
as is the car.
So we
Wouldn't
don't
the blood
know.
magic
In
still-
fact, as far as you know, Lady Evelyn's still behind you, bringing up the rear of the group.
Sure. Oh, this is interesting.
I mean, she was just running up the lab and completing the mission like she was supposed to do.
I see.
Remind me
Can
again, how
I
are we supposed to arrest this guy?
Collar.
Oh, who has it?
I do.
BB, you do.
Well, you would do.
Max.
Technically, right?
Max has
Or
it.
Max would, yeah. She
Can
technically
I
Max
use
has it wherever.
blood magic to teleport essentially myself into the
It is
passenger seat
a
of the
pretty
car?
powerful blood magic. It will mean expenditure of a lot of life.
Couldn't you use the same blood magic to bring them to? Or you said you
Harder
could
to
have
bring
some-
someone else to you.
Yeah.
Then to go.
Even
Yeah.
harder to bring someone else
Yeah.
to you.
Fuck it, it's not my avatar.
Yeah, it is. Good job.
Hey! More than 70 health?
Close, but not quite. No.
Alright, cool. I'm good.
All right, give me a thermometry check.
Hey, buddy. Yourself, I'm gonna feel real bad. Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
running a
gonna
meta
use
point.
a meta point. Just to be absolutely certain.
Awesome.
And I'm glad that I did do that. I beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. All right, 50 health and damage is done to you, and you are sitting in the passenger seat next to Hopman Tom.
So you have 20.
No problem.
Everyone else got an 18 on the initiative
No.
scores.
You have a heal on
I've got
here.
options.
Yeah.
I've got options for days.
I'm still in the middle. I have
You have
So
options
if,
for one more turn.
Will the two of you determine which one of you is going to go first by choice or by die roll?
You can go first.
Okay.
Yes.
like that.
I have no idea what any of that was.
He was going to
Yes.
chase down the car, and then when he realizes that it's already been stopped, he said jump over to the side of it and attempt to extricate Tom from the car.
Mark.
What?
How did you do that?
You pantomimed it. What else was I
Yeah,
supposed
you
to
were
do?
very expressive.
You did excellent acting. I'm a good improviser. I read your body language.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I've known you for
Versodi.
20 years.
Really?
And it's what I would do.
Oh my gosh, cute.
Yep.
That's adorable.
Mark was in our
Will
wedding.
you make me an athletics
You
check,
were in
please?
their wedding?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Go ahead and make me an athletics check, please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't take him too far away. I've got the collar.
Bianca.
Beat it by 6.
You jump all across this garage, in like 4 bounds. You're up the ramp, right behind the car. You actually get there right as the moment as Evelyn appears on top of the car and punches the front of it, smashing it and making black smoke go out, and it slows it down, allowing you to catch up right alongside. As you do, Max Yannick appears in the passenger seat, bleeding profusely, and you rip off the driver's side door. Comes to you, Mike.
Nice.
So these 3 are gone. I threw a grenade.
Right. Now,
Viva la France.
sure. Can I bring someone with me using my Taekwondo ability?
No.
Skill? No.
It's all right.
Yeah,
Viva
you'll
la
get there.
France.
You'll get there.
I can beat resistance all by myself.
whip out my
don't need
Taekwondo
anyone.
skill
You
again.
stupid
I'm gonna
knockoff.
be at the car. Or I won't. Well, I will. Baxter will.
Baxter will be at the car.
Could I do that?
Go ahead.
Some great skill. Okay. I did beat
18
it.
Yes, Baxter is
18.
at the car. You don't know how or why it happened, but Baxter's actually standing in the middle of the road right as the car finally rolls to a stop.
And in fact, hadn't I been there? Yeah, I was there the
I
whole
don't know
time.
how. This just keeps happening.
You're freaking Nightcrawler. You're just like, bam. Where she wants to go.
Be good.
Which leaves it to my Nazis who have one person to shoot at. The
Oh,
resistance fighter.
this is what you've been waiting for.
So 7 Nazis are going to shoot at you.
This is exactly what you've been training for. Come on, Carmen.
Red, the blood,
The blood of angry men.
the blood of Carmen Simone.
Black. The
I
That's all
have
the fun.
5 that succeed, but only 2 beat your dodge bonus.
There you go.
Because she happens to have an amazing
Yeah,
dodge
especially if I'm hand to
dodge
hand and I
bonus.
just got rid of my grenade, so that's all I got right now.
Her dodge bonus is because of something down here called precognitive fighting. You actually
so I
seem
can
to be
hear it,
aware of the
what they're doing.
move right moments before it's going to happen.
Sweet.
Which, while you're limited to the human body's ability of reflexes, seeing it a second before it happens does
Helpful.
put you way ahead of
And you're
the
basically
game.
critiquing them as they do this. Oh, really? Come
So
on.
you do take 40 damage,
Okay.
but
Doing the
you
whole
would have
Neo
taken
thing.
enough to kill you.
Yeah, for sure.
Quite. You would have been completely dead without that ability. Which puts us into the next round, starting initiative again.
How close am I to a vehicle?
Are we still in our new avatars? Or
You will swap back.
No.
You are now in your new positions that you weren't in, that you didn't put yourselves in.
welcome.
So
Back
I'm
in
back.
your
Not
original
at all.
bodies.
I gotta get
So
there.
it's very confusing for some of you.
We're rolling a new initiative right now.
No, I'm going to
Oh,
keep it at the
okay.
same one.
All right, where am I?
So let's go through and we're going back
I don't
to...
remember.
You're all there except for me.
Baxter is standing right in front of the car. Your Taekwon slowed right in front of her at the end of her last turn. You're standing.
Okay.
So actually, the first person to go is going to be you. You are standing next to the car and now holding. He's very pale and just kind of limp and hanging there, terrified.
We are still in initiative.
you beat me?
It's like he's been meta in for a while. He lost a lot of weight.
No one can beat me. It's Tom.
You just gonna keep hitting
Are
him?
we
or-
still going in
I'm,
order?
I'm,
Yes,
I'm
we
poking
are.
it with claws.
22 would be Chris, who's also.
Oh,
I'm gonna shove him at you because you have the collar.
You are in the passenger seat, bleeding.
Collar.
check.
Collar is locked into place. Our 18s. Or excuse me, 21. Sorry,
Oh,
Helen.
what does the collar do?
It traps
Well, he
him.
told you.
Oh, it traps him. I see. It does not.
He cannot leap to anyone else.
He had that nasty ability. If he could touch someone, he could jump into them. Not any of you, because you're avatars, but any other random passerby he happened to come across. Unfortunately, at the moment, he can do nothing. And he's suspended several feet above the ground, and you believe he has soiled himself.
Disgusting. And we still don't know how to arrest this guy?
You were given clear
Secluded
instructions.
place. We're in a secluded place, aren't we?
We are
Nobody
in a
No one else is
secluded
around.
place.
I mean, we're out in the street in the middle of the darkened city.
I have an idea.
Just outside of the chateau that you raided with the alarms going off that you could hear and gunfire and explosions behind.
Maybe we should just drive
Secluded is not what
Yeah.
I would describe this place
Part of
as.
Except we
driving
destroyed the car.
Everyone get back in the car. We'll take care of this.
Right. Ex-
I'll fix it.
Can I use ritual magic to make the car drivable again?
Proceed.
Do you
I
have
mean-
any health
If
left?
you don't, I'm
that's
doing
good.
that on the next
That's
round.
it.
So
Okay.
Oh, that's
Great.
the
one of us is doing this.
So I am going to treat it like the demon car from Good Omens.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that it is possibly on
On
fire
fire.
and completely incapable of driving, I am going to compel it through sheer force of will and optimism and goddamn. Sorry. Ladies don't swear. Through will and optimism and a sheer sense of style.
Where are you
Britain.
headed?
For Britain, for the Queen, for the coming dawn. Alright.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Kinda
we'll
You
do that.
somehow,
Right,
through
as
ritual magic, forced this car to be functional again.
I will use my action to get to where you are.
Will you go ahead and give me another Taekwon slow
Yes.
check this time for yourself?
You guys wait for me!
Back it up. I love it.
I need it by 7.
Even though you could still hear the gunfight going on in the garage, Carmen is standing out here somehow, as though they're shooting at nothing.
In the
Up
car.
in the garage.
Get in the car.
I am getting
So-
in the car
Into
right
the
now.
chopper.
So Baxter,
Get to the chopper.
Baxter's kind of like, how did I get here? And Bruno's like, what is going on?
I
And so
believe I am still on the hood
two
of
of
the
us
car,
and the
is that
one
right?
head are
Yes.
both very confused. and take more time than is probably necessary to like figure out. Okay, I should be getting in the car.
Could I have gotten
and
into
go
the
get in
driver's
the
seat
car.
after?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
Alright.
But
Am I
you are
still
kind of
on
riding
the-
on the car as opposed to in it.
I'm
being,
big.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
there's
grab-
no
I'll
room
just
for you
cut-
in it.
I'll kind of
Okay,
dig.
yeah.
Rope along.
No, I'm gonna dig claws in and just hold on.
Why not?
I
So
have my-
currently, you
I have my own
you
seatbelt.
are
I should drive.
you are driving. You're in the passenger seat. The two of us are on the hood of the car, and
I'm
you
on
are
the
on the
like.
roof.
I'm on the. I'm on like
Okay.
the roof / trunk. Picture me like this,
You're good.
and I'm holding this guy like this.
Yep, perfect.
This guy's like this, and I'm like this.
And I.
Do you want me? Do you want me to drive?
I have got a really good driving score, especially because I'm going to cheat and use my buff to go over down. That's fine.
Buff used.
Does anyone else want to move anywhere on the scale?
You can move anyone, whether they want to or not.
I just like to check first. If anyone's hankering for
I will
it.
scooch closer to.
No,
Not. There we go. leave a little bit of Jenika in there.
There you go.
just a bit.
I'm still a
I'll be
werewolf.
driving by
By your
11.
side.
Feature driving line. You take off at a rocket pace long before any of those pursuers can get to you. Max happens
Good
to
German
know
engineering.
that there is a nearby airfield that you might use to facilitate the Allied escape with Nazi soldiers.
Great.
Plot hook.
Making a sharp turn, you race down the road, and it is not long before you can see the dust cloud of pursuing vehicles starting to catch up behind. But by the time they start to get close enough that you can see them in the rearview mirror, you've blown through the roadblock at the airfield and are racing across the tarmac towards one of the hangars. There is gunfire all around as Nazis scramble across trying to stop you, but they have no chance as you skid inside the hangar. There's an available plane on board. You have a Tom. He has soiled himself.
Many times.
Gross,
Who
Tom.
has piloting?
I do.
Yeah? Brilliant. What's your score?
It's so fun to be Google. 16.
Okay, you should fly. If we're flying. I just got excited about the plane, I'm sorry.
Can the werewolf work right on top of the plane, please, please, please?
Make it by 11.
Your choice. Make it by 11. You masterfully.
What kind of plane are we-
This is a very old style twin engine plane.
Like bomber.
It is not a bomber, but it's more used for transporting the
C-14.
VIPs around for.
Oh.
So it is armed, but it is not armed
I'm
heavily.
gonna scratch
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
off
your captain speaking.
the Nazi signals on both sides because
Yeah.
they are offensive.
Thank you.
So I'm scratching off the swastikas, and then I'm just gonna puncture the roof again
No,
with my
can you-
claw.
Can you transform
Can
and
you
come
get
inside like a normal
in?
person?
I can't hold on to Tom.
Throw him inside.
I got time. Come on. You
Y'all.
will make the plane crash.
All right, I'm all naked now, so I'm gonna need my coat back. Unless y'all want me to be naked, which I'm totally fine with because I'm super hot.
Up to you. I got it right here, but whatever you want.
I've never ridden in a plane naked
Let's
before.
start this right
Ladies of quality do not appear in public naked.
Do I look like a lady of
With
quality?
your,
I'm a badass.
You do not look like a lady of quality.
See that?
A lady of many
Guess it
qualities,
depends on your
perhaps,
definition
but
of
not.
quality.
Anybody
You
got some
believe I
pink
can see all of her
champagne?
qualities
I do.
right now.
Thank you.
Good.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
You all saw all of her qualities.
And you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like staring into
Way to use your
somebody's
attributes.
soul.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, we haven't made that reference for a while. I thought I would.
I didn't hear it.
With your incredible score of beating it by more than 11, you not only take off successfully, but you have the mindful awareness to keep the plane low enough to avoid anti-aircraft fire and radar. As you take off across the French countryside,
Is
headed
there
for
time
England.
to I can't throw fire. I'm only immune to it.
Just for fun, can I stick my ass on the window so I could be mooning all those damn Nazis down there?
You are absolutely mooning.
You're not doing it on the front, just so you know. It's one of the passenger windows.
Just out of curiosity,
Well,
I have so many questions about about many things. But if you moon a werewolf,
You are a werewolf.
If you're a werewolf,
werewolf
that's mooning.
does that turn everyone else into?
Y'all, I'm very I'm very deep. You don't know.
I don't need to know about the depth of your moon.
Right?
I would psychically
Thank
like
you for
to.
saying that. I was so hoping you would do that. It made me so happy.
Phrasing.
And it's at that moment that you are surrounded by white light and back in your pods.
Oh, she was fun.
I'm sure there's a little remnant of her left.
Well, how'd it go?
I believe we were successful.
I got a Nazi
Successful
scalp.
mission.
You bonded.
I liked her.
How did that happen?
I was in the werewolf. And then I was like halfway across town, like instantly.
Ah, yes. Sometimes
you-
the pods glitch.
You feel her right now?
You absolutely can.
I do.
She
She
is
is
very
very smug right now.
That makes Aquaman cry and walk away.
Yeah, Jenika's.
It is also
Jealous
because
as well.
you were aware that on June 6th, 1944, Operation Overlord begins and commences the bombardment of France and the Allied invasion of occupied France and Italy, D-Day. And because of the actions of the avatars that you occupied in that metaverse,
And the demon that we sent after.
After Hitler.
the Allies will win the war.
Yay!
We sent a demon after Hitler.
It's actually Gerd von Rundstedt, but similar.
Similar to Hitler.
They were hanging out in the same areas.
They could cross paths.
Well, I have a
I'd
good
ship it.
feeling that in the afterlife they're probably still hanging out in the same areas.
Oh, they for sure
Just
sending out and saying
be aware that the bond can be as much of a problem here as it is a benefit.
Yes,
People
look at
here will
Aquamarine.
use it against you.
They're just
How
jealous.
does that work?
A bond is a vulnerability. It's a connection. Connections can be exploited.
But they're
So-
also what make us.
How would anyone know who Andy's bonded with to go kidnap her or
The
whatever
best that we can do is to make sure they don't.
Okay.
As much as our enemy doesn't know is good. Anything we can keep from them is good.
So I shouldn't go around singing songs about how I'm bonded again.
You shouldn't go anywhere near that city if you're a pilot at all.
which is why we're in here.
Khaleesi?
Coliseum.
Coliseum. Do they have better food? That's all I gotta ask. We
How
were
do you
in.
spell that?
It depends on what language.
I just pronounce it in my brain as a mispronunciation of Coliseum.
That makes sense.
So we're in a world called Arena, and
Correct.
the city is called Coliseum?
Yes.
Are we like in Rome?
Hail
We
Caesar.
did discover at one point that there was a connection to the ancient Roman Empire and the Metapods. It was complicated. It involved pillars that we...
Broke?
Bro.
Oh, the island sunk. I forgot about that.
And we were on a boat,
Yes.
and there were alligators.
Wait.
Megalodon, I
No?
think.
You got this like
Megalodon.
high fancy technology to like go into alternate worlds, and you're telling me it has some connection to
Ancient.
Rome?
Yeah, ancient. Mhm.
Time is not part of
And
Their ability to
worlds
do things was
change.
more limited.
She's not.
so, out of curiosity, the Library of Alexandria, so scam?
It depends on
This
which
is a different
metaverse.
wor- Right, if this is a different metaverse, I just want to know. Library of Alexandria.
Would you like to know anything that was in it?
I would like to know everything that was in it.
Do you print? Do you print like Bombshell?
Can you access that?
I don't know. Give me time.
Okay, but you have to sort through all of the conspiracy theories first, right?
It's got a lot of stuff in that head.
Did anyone else come away feeling anything towards avatars?
Yeah.
I liked Vine. She was funny.
Have working hypotheses and be useful to be able
She
to.
was-
She was
hypothesize.
simple and she was easy, and it was nice to be in somebody kind of simple
You-
and easy.
I think that some of the pilots around you may have potentially bonded with avatars, including yourself.
Interesting.
You're not quite sure.
Zenda
In
seemed
fact,
to know
you're
right
even
away.
more unsure how she knows right away, and how he knows.
Biggest thing I had to deal with Baxter was he didn't like any of his teammates at all.
I'm gonna pick up the P-38, pop it open, slice my arm,
Oh,
and attempt to create Maybe
Food.
an actual
Food.
meal for everyone.
Can you roll 2 8-sided dice, please? Tell me what you get.
Do a little warning before you do that, Thomas?
Make it by. I'll use my buff. Make it by 15.
Make it by 15 with your buff. You take 20 health of damage to yourself. There is a full meal on the table.
There you go.
I'm sorry. Does that mean that I also have a demon pet?
You're not sure.
I think it's going to last, but I suggest eating it now.
I'm already doing
Is it made of blood?
No.
Do I care that much?
Is there butter?
It is the best looking food you have seen.
Somebody
in a
hand me the
long
butter.
Now, you were evidence, right?
Cheese!
Correct.
So
Somebody
are you
put-
still attached to your avatar?
I think it might
Can you
be.
feel them?
Hashtag Hackattack asks Endo about all the stuff now, like how they recognized Jenika as a pilot in the street, what the numbers mean,
Oh.
and what his arm is doing to him.
Putting gloves on.
How much space was left on the hack attack? Is it
I'm
just pull it
assuming 1950?
I don't know.
I
Let me
can't
pull
see,
it up
so
and
I
I'll
don't
see.
know.
I
Hang
have
on.
no idea.
I can't see because we've made the store so ridiculous that.
We have so many things in the store.
Hang on. Almost.
We're getting closer.
Oh,
Almost there.
oh.
They just wanted to
Round it
probe
out.
you guys to try and get you to ask some questions.
Aquamarine is so depressed that she does not care about the food.
Wow.
We're gonna do it in
Ooh.
character,
Whoa.
though.
I'm having
Oh, man.
cheese smothered in butter.
You gotta ask those questions in
It
character.
means nothing to her.
You need the cheese
I need
smothered
the
in
cheese
butter.
smothered in butter.
Yes.
Oh my god! Is there like a like chocolate fondue in there? Like
Also
you-
smothered in butter.
Thomas set the menu and he actually has quite the
I
knowledge
did
of
my
cuisine.
best of whatever I knew of you as individuals and your preferences food-wise, which honestly wasn't that hard for most of you because you've been talking about the same damn things for months.
cheese.
Oh, there's a bounty of cheese.
Oh God bless you, Eden, Havarti, Bree. God, you're so good.
I will give you one of those questions for free. That the reason they recognized her as a pilot in the street quite easily, prison uniform. Kind of a dead giveaway.
Well, that's true.
So, Thomas, are you still like connected to your previous avatars? You can still use those.
That wasn't the
powers
real
and
reason
stuff?
that they were able to do it, but that's like a
Gimme.
So
giant
he's bonded
neon
too.
sign before
Not
we even get
something
to
I
how
can
they found her.
Bring up in polite
Who
company,
were they?
if you will.
Right.
Citizens of Coliseum.
Well,
But yes.
I reckon everybody's a citizen of Coliseum who lives in Coliseum.
They probably were taking her to sell her.
I mean,
Right.
As I tried to explain previously,
I don't know
pilots
how
are
it
the
works.
highest
I
and
mean, I don't have
most
any tattoos
valuable
or anything
commodity.
carved into me, but I definitely don't
Wonder what
feel
they would
like
do
I
with
can
us.
do
So
the
he is bonded to
magic
his
stuff.
avatar. He
He thinks.
was just able to do
back-
Magic.
He thinks he was.
He thinks he was.
Clearly, he just did some
Hey,
blood
Zenda,
magic.
you just were able to quickly recognize that she was bonded.
Can
to,
I recognize?
Can you recognize
Class
her here?
5.
Class 5.
Class 5.
Oh,
We all
it's a
have
class.
Not class 5. It's harder to tell. If I had some time, I could build something and I could most certainly tell you if you were or weren't. But just by looking.
Well, he's
Am I
currently
class five?
bleeding. Can you test his blood? Will that tell
Again,
you
I
anything?
would need to build something.
What,
Oh, I
what do
should
you
fix
see?
Thank you for the
To see
reminder.
that.
Of course.
It takes training, but in time, with effort, you can spot pilots.
Am I class 5?
I have empathy. Can I roll to find out?
We'll find out what.
I would like to use empathy to see if he's bonded.
Tell me how you're going to do that, see if he's bonded. Explain to me
I
very
would-
carefully
yes,
in detail.
I will attempt to feel what he feels.
The other person?
The other person. I would attempt to feel.
You do have some familiarity with Max Yannick very recently, so I suppose I could. Yeah, go ahead, give
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, safety roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, beat it by 2.
Beat it by 2. You're not 100% sure because you can't differentiate between bonding and bleed, but there is most certainly some connection established between him and Max Yannick.
It would be really interesting if he had some bleed from a blood injury.
Hey, and thank you guys for watching Masters of the Metaverse. It's been a great show tonight. Make sure to tune in on Wednesday at 7 o'clock for Big Stompy Robots!
Yeah!
And we got Zoe Game Night on Thursday, and you can catch Christian on Table Text at Friday, 11. We simulcast that stuff for the Gen Con
That is
people
true.
here on our channel. Thank you all. Hope you have a great night.
Have a
Love
good
you.
night,
And see you next
everybody.
week. Special show coming next week. Oh, big surprise.
I
Bye.
don't know what it is.
Who's
know.
on next?
Masters, masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice, bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters, masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse. Masters of the metaverse, masters of the metaverse.